Stuff approved.
last week was slime time. We fought some mechs in a tunnel, and then we fought a slime in a tunnel, and we got a printer, a mech printer from the slime, and also a slime sample from the slime that I guess we're gonna give to scientists to experiment on for slime time.
Yes, and we also we managed to not destroy the 3D printer, so I got that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's not a default spec because it's pretty big, but we have it now.
Mm-hmm.
Someone throw a tarp over that so no one sees we're taking it.
Isadora can shoot it with her gun and make it invisible. Done.
I mean, do we really want to hide it?
just
Technically, it's only invisible to robots.
Fuck. What? Really? Wow.
Yeah, because the veil rifle is the invisibility on the veil rifle isn't actual invisibility. It's you're covered in an electrical field that makes sensors and cameras have a hard time picking you up.
Gotta open up your seat to see it better.
Mm-hmm.
Move your eyes.
Your third eye.
So yeah. I guess everybody loads that up onto the Aetolith.
Yep.
And you go see the foreman, who's like, oh, jeez. I don't know what the heck happened there, but if you want to just give it a rest, that's fine. Probably not quite the publicity stunt everyone else is hoping for, but like, hell of a day.
I'm just glad no one was injured. Badly, I guess.
So I should ask, is Lyra still hyped to go out and mine now that we've cleared out the danger?
Fefner.
Oh, hell yes.
Fefner, you need to stop and pronounce her name correctly. It's starting to bother me. It's Lyra, please.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It doesn't even bother Alice. I'm just like, are you doing it on purpose? And this is a bit?
So Laura goes out to mine.
So yes, Lara is super excited about mining. Layer A.
Nice.
Dang, some Layer A shenanigans.
Her name is pronounced Raleigh.
Nice.
Pronounced kind of like Broly, but with like none of the same sounds in the word.
It's spelled Lyra, but it's pronounced Broly. You. It's a regional dialect.
But yeah, she's super. She's super pumped. Like she'll be happy to do any more mining and test anything they have still around.
I think the foreman is just visibly happy. So we'll just probably close this out by saying, like, you go off to do that stuff. I don't know, does Default still want to record it?
Yeah, she's gonna go out and record it and stream it, and she'll just be talking over the stream while she records all the
She's gonna
mining.
make a fan cam of Lyra doing mining.
She's gonna be playing K-pop.
K-pop.
Over Lyra mining. Sorry, not miming. That's a different campaign. And basically, like, talking about, like, well, she's not quite ready to make that pivot towards all glory to the worker, right? But she's beginning her pivot towards turning her stream persona full communism, right? So she's just going to talk about how, well, it's not as cool as fighting in combat, but it's definitely doing what it's intended to do. It's definitely a lot easier than breaking bodies and back-breaking labor, she will say.
So I'm guessing everybody else is probably too tired or not interested.
Yeah, she sure looks and sounds like she's having a blast, and is literally having a blast. Default says, winking into the camera.
Yeah, Sylvia's just gonna, tap Bryn on the shoulder and just go like, "I'm beat. You want to get a drink?
Yes, please.
Let's go."
John just waves like, "Yep, it's quitting time for me, so I'm heading that way myself. I'll show you."
That would actually be nice.
This is supposed to be where I go off into the sunset, but that would be the exact opposite of the direction of where I want to go.
Nice.
So do you like work here? Like, what's your deal?
Oh yeah, I'm mine.
Really?
You brought a Raleigh to a mine?
I also like flying in my spare time.
Fair.
That's reasonable.
I also like fighting, but, you know, not a lot of people willing to take me up on that.
Lyra, sounds like sounds like this is your alley. This is Default feeling better. Default looks like she's feeling a lot better. That'll change, by the way. But for now, she's in good spirits.
Absolutely, if at any point if she gets wind of the idea that he is down for fighting, she will try to fight him.
Well, Default
And she will try to kick his ass.
Default heard that he is down for fighting, so she'll tell you. Oh, by the way, that cowboy, he's all about like doing cowboy duels. We should record that too while you're here. I'll even like try and get Isadora to like make a tumbleweed happen.
She will chase down this strange Cossack and demand a duel.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get rope Isadora into trying to get a tumbleweed to happen here. Okay,
Alright.
Isadora, can you find a tumbleweed or like project a tumbleweed?
Alright, so probably not gonna do
Yeah.
actual combat, but let's see. Did I give him a proper sheet? So I say we just roll for this, see how the duel
Yeah,
goes.
roll like a pilot check. With like fists and faces or assault, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So like, how are you gonna get through this one?
Oh, I'm just gonna wail on him. I think assault is definitely the way to go here.
Alright, I did not give him a PC sheet, so I'm just gonna say he has a +2. He's good, but, you know, he's actually...
And we
he's
don't
actually
get grit.
tired.
We don't get grit, correct?
You don't get grit for pilot skill checks now.
Okay.
Well, that went well.
Alright, you got a 17. Let's see what I get. Oh wow, 16. So, it is actually pretty close, but you do manage to come out on top.
Western Cossack is not quite as good as Eastern Cossack. Yeah, she's just delighted. She will definitely make sure that somebody records this so that she can watch it later.
Yeah, Default has recorded it. Default has it on camera. She's uploaded it to her stream, and like she even gives you a thumbs up, right, and tells you, hey, there you go. I told you I'd record your song. I'm singing it.
So just so I know where you two are at the end of this, what was your finishing blow? I will say it was probably like first to structure damage, so go for it.
I think she finishes it. I think he ends up sort of like getting it up close and trying to negate some of the advantage of the big cannons, and she just ends up like literally just crunching his main camera with the butt, like the actual barrel of the cannon. It's like a blunt force instrument.
Well, I can definitely see why you did so well in the last fight. You're quite the pilot.
No, it is funny because you can no longer see.
Not at that camera, no. Which is why, and he holds out his hand, you're probably gonna have to take the lead on a handshake.
She'll do it.
Aww.
Aww. The chat also goes aw because they're both streaming this.
In the background, there are just a bunch of tumbleweeds going by.
Good job.
Something earlier, but
Slightly too many. It's becoming almost uncomfortable. Ominous.
Cat sat on the tumbleweed button.
Damn it. Istora! Gosh, you went a little overboard with the tumbleweed.
Shoo.
Istora goes like gremlin walking around the desert trying to shoo the tumbleweeds away.
While this is happening, Sylvia and Bryn, I'm presuming, are still at the bar, and Sylvia's going to turn to Bryn and just go like, "So, how are things for you? I got attacked by a Death Knight."
I got attacked by those bounty hunters again. So they seem persistent, which is worrying.
Jesus, hasn't it been like a week? Did they do anything other than come after you?
Well, I mean, we kind of learned that it's a big payout, so several tries, they still come out ahead.
Have you considered a lawyer or a bodyguard or a really big gun?
Well, I mean, I have that already.
All right.
In this case, I don't think a lawyer can do anything because it's just like there's a big pile of money somewhere, and on that pile of money says, "Rip my face." There's a picture of my face of a cross over it, and it says, "Bring to this pile of money, you have it." And it's not like I'm not like in trouble with the law. It's just some dude.
Wait, you're not in trouble with the law?
No.
Have you considered just what are the terms for getting the money?
My capture.
Have you considered just turning yourself in?
Bryn just like stares in the middle distance for a minute, having not have considered that at all.
I mean, if there's no legal anything, you could just turn yourself in, claim the money yourself, and walk out.
I'm sure there's something there that makes so I can't get it. It had to be someone else.
I could turn you in, and we could split the money.
Oh wow, I love this! I love this!
I'll think about that.
You should. I could use the resources to get this jack out of my back, and we could spend the rest fixing up the Flavor Town.
Oh, that hits real deep for Bryn. He's like, oh no, I have to do this now.
The background Jenner dies as we just defuse the NPC.
No, this is one of the two ways that I thought of that this could be solved. In air quotes, solved. So you're fine.
We'll talk about it more when we're back at the Flavor Town.
I'm actually going to introduce the other way to solve it when you get back to the Flavor Town.
Yeah, Sylvia's just gonna like cheers Bryn and go like, "Oh, here's to that. I wonder what happened to that weird guy with the armor. He just showed up, swung a scythe at me, and I pushed him over, and I thought he was going to come after me. He definitely was a mech pilot. He was wearing some kind of hard suit.
Why was he in a mine?
I don't know. I have never seen him before, and did it have anything to do? I forget. Like, can someone fill me in? Did we see like this person's mech last session, like flying away?
We saw him flying into space.
Yeah,
from far away.
We did.
Big dragon mech was his.
Yeah, it's like I wonder. Sylvia's kind of like, I wonder if that big dragon mech thing was his. It looked like a Horus pattern.
Well, that's worrying.
It's probably. It's definitely something, but I'm gonna say it's probably nothing because it'll make us both feel better.
I love their relationship. They're so good. Anybody want to do anything more before we just kind of flash back to the Flavor Town?
Social link advanced.
I guess
I'm gonna go back to the Flavor Town.
Isadora, I
Yeah,
guess
same.
you drop off that sample to Zoe, I think her name is. Yeah, and
Okay.
she tells you she'll get the results to you as soon as she can. right, and
Mhm.
thanks you for it, and then quickly rushes off because hell yes, science. Almost tripping over herself in her excitement to science the fuck out of this slime.
So yeah, once that's finished up, I think everybody, or a few people on base, give you some farewells. The foreman is just super hyped. He's absolutely like, "All right, Lyra, if you ever want to come back, absolutely, mech or no mech, I'd love to have you."
Nice.
Oh,
Aw.
keep it in mind.
Default does send the fireman a copy of her stream of Lyra mining, so they can use it as like promotional material, etc. And no charge. She just gives them a thumbs up.
Since money doesn't matter anyway, I will say partway back through the trip, you are actually given money by Boundless itself.
Aw, rude. She returned. No, she'll reject. She'll charge it back. No. And you know what? We can do this forever. So you can just establish this just keeps happening, back and forth. Or Boundless sends it back, like increasing it by $1, and then Default says no and rejects it, and then Boundless sends it again by another $1, and we can just establish that just keeps going. Okay?
It's just a canon link, like
Wiring.
back and forth.
The old PayPal loop gets them every time.
They do send her $420.69, and for a minute she really is tempted to just keep it, but no, she sends it back.
I just miss feeding the cats.
Default and Boundless in a PayPal. I got a PayPal duel. What are we calling it?
PayPal loop.
Yeah, PayPal loop.
God, you know, it's your footage. You deserve money for it.
It's true. Exposure! Exclamation points.
Default, if you don't want to keep the money, just send us some like charity or something.
Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, Default. The next time they send it to her, which I'm sure is again the $420.69 again, right? With the comment "nice?" ? she'll hire a bunch of independent artists who are hard up to do a bunch of fan art of all whatever, and just spend
Make
it.
a whole bunch of new emotes for your channel.
Make a bunch of not just for my channel, but like I don't know, she'll find like some small time gaming streamer who has like 12 people in the chat right now. Not mentioning that number for any reason in particular, by the way. And you know, just give out subscriptions to everybody lurking in that channel, and and like buy a bunch of emotes and like throw a bunch of bits on them, and then do that to a couple other small time gaming streamers, and also hire a bunch of like small time independent artists. And like support a couple like PayPals and Patreons and Ko-fis and stuff like that, and just spend all the money that way. And fuck you, Boundless.
We've liberated capital.
Mm-hmm. And so we're back on the Flavor Town. One of the things I want to establish is you've got some messages, Bran, waiting for you at your command terminal. Because I don't think, other than the channel that Kovanen made for you that's for emergencies only, so she's not gonna, like, abuse that to send you non-emergency things. This is the only way she can get to you. Okay, so you've got 2 emails. One is from Kovanen's normal email address that you always get emails from. And one is from itscovaok@juno.com. And that one's titled as if it was spam, right? Like increase your mech, like reduce your mech heat by 20%. Click here
With
now.
these 10 weird
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Well, he would absolutely.
Doctors hate it.
He loves managing.
Yeah, but inside that is instead a message of "Hello, Commander. This is Kovanen." That's Jenner speaking. You have probably I'm certain that you are aware of what happened the last mission that you did for Deliverance, and I want you to know full disclosure. I didn't know that was going on when I sent you on that mission. And I'm going to be taking every effort going forward to ensure that not only are things like that happening on that mission, that you're not going to be serving the ends of the individuals in this faction any further. I'm part of a different group of individuals who don't want things to be that way, and you will be working for us now. Also, I looked into your history as a favor to you. This is completely not obliging you to anything, by the way, I swear.
He stops for a second, like breathes very heavily when he sees that part, and then continues.
Yep. This is just for you. About the man who sent a bounty on you. The woman you left was kept from you by him, and she's still alive.
Oh no!
She lists out the lady's name, Pierogi or whatever you named her. This is her. This is your fiance. She found her. She actually lives in Deliverance space. She's fine. I've looked after her. I've checked in on her. She's doing very well. She remarried. Sorry. I hope that's not a big deal.
Well, it wouldn't be remarried because you never got married in the first
right?
place.
Kovanen worded it remarried, and you can reply back to that email. Excuse me, in all caps.
I think it's just like he just grimaces a little bit.
But you could, in theory, Commander, talk to her and just get out with her, because from what my agents have determined, she doesn't even know this is actually a thing that is happening to you. And she has the looking at the bounty that the main characters linked to me. She could just forgive it.
But you would have to have a really awkward conversation.
That's not Kovanen did not write that in the email, but yes.
Oh no, Bryn's main weakness.
Poor guy.
Bryn saves that email and then deletes the copy from the network so no one can see it. He literally prints it out and puts it in a drawer and deletes it.
Yeah. The other email is from the email from Kovanen also gives you details about the next mission you're going to take. The Juno email gives you the real reason. Okay, so here's the thing.
Then what I would do is I will reply to her official email and say, due to what happened in the last mission, I'm afraid I cannot be working with you anymore. Please do not contact me again. And then he'll respond to the other email.
You might not want to do that, because the other email basically tells you, in order, like, I'm going to be looking at the missions that Deliverance sends me and finding ways for you to actually be helping my faction. So Deliverance still thinks you're working for them, but you'll actually be working for my faction.
Okay, I understand.
Here's what's going on next time. Deliverance has this massive warship. It's like the Star Destroyer in Star Wars. It's the Air Force One of Deliverance, called the Shepherd's Crook. And we're going to sabotage it and ground it so that the Deliverance stops expanding towards the Common Front to start war. You're going to be fucking up, poisoning, polluting a shipment of ebrium, an element that Jenner just made up recently, to make sure that the Shepherd's Crook can't fucking fly. We're going to ground this piece of shit. They think you're protecting the shipment, but no, you're tainting the shipment.
Well, I mean, okay.
Great. By the way, Meliora Lambret, our benevolent shepherd, in scare quotes, will be there. That's it. And then the official Deliverance correspondence is just that. You have been tasked with the order of securing this precious resource of ebrium, for the services of the common struggle. Blah blah blah. Right? In professional Kovanen voice. Do you accept this duty?
Bryn hits the button in the email that does the canned response that says yes.
Yep. And that's it. That's
Bryn just has a button labeled "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
The One Punch Man panel where he just says, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I should say, Kovanen will tell you that both Isadora and Sylvia know more, and you should talk to them in in the Juno email, and that's it. There you go. I'm sorry about that. So back to actual roleplay.
Although, I will say, you probably also get a transmission from Boundless, and it's Lionel, and he's freaking out ever so slightly, having just heard of what went on. Just out of curiosity, how much are you filling him in on? Everything but the printer?
Yeah, that's not his business. That's called the Spores of War.
Finders keepers.
I just tell him that there was a strange slime monster that was attacking the mine. We disposed of it, and it would no longer be a problem. It was completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, while that's going on, while everyone's kind of getting settled on the Flavor Town and that printer is getting set up, this seems like a good opportunity. Sylvia is actually going to track down Isadora, kind of corner her, and go like, "Hey, can you give me a hand? I want to check out the interior systems of that printer and make sure there's no more of that slime thing inside it before Bryn hooks it up."
You get there, and Bryn is already working on it. I took the engineering skill on my level up. He is tinkering with this thing all over the place. He's so excited.
Yeah. Once the two of them get in there, Sylvia's like, "This is fine." She's like, "So, I was planning on having this conversation one-on-one, but, this is as good time as any. I'm not really trying to hide anything. A little bird told me you know something about the martyrs."
Yeah, the martyrs, huh? Who told you about that?
A little bird literally just named Covan.
Well, I don't know how trustworthy she is, but I was looking into the Deliverance's practices, and I found their usual method. They go from planet to planet, and long story short, they instigate infighting, come in, sweep through all of that, and then declare themselves more or less the owners of that territory.
Sylvia's gonna have this little moment of like, uh-oh.
The martyrs seem to be fighting against them.
The Wooloos, not the martyrs.
The Wooloos seem to be fighting against them. I was able to find a planet called Nim. I have a certain contact there, Freya. And, well, it's quite simple. The Deliverance attempted to do their usual thing on Nim, and were unable to do so. I would surmise that Nim, while perhaps not the central location of the Wooloos, perhaps not their home base, it does seem like a large amount of the anti-Deliverance sentiment would come from them.
Well, that's an exciting piece of information I wish I'd known about before. Sounds like we're getting in a little bit over our heads lately, huh, Bryn?
What? I'm sorry, I was messing with the rules.
Sylvia just turns back to Isadora.
I want to imagine, like, the printer is like the creepy crawlies. Like, Bryn's responding to it like an 8-year-old who just got a creepy crawlies, right?
No, yeah, absolutely, yes. I literally took the Inventor Create skill just for this.
Hell yes!
Yeah, so Sylvia's just gonna turn back to Isadora and go like, "So, all the information I have is that if there's an anti-Deliverance faction working within Deliverance, apparently, Kovanen's been very subtly advertising herself to multiple people in this crew as a member of it."
Really?
Really?
She knows some stuff about some things. I say as I slide out from under the printer. By the way, Someone's been talking to her and telling her stuff.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh. Oh, okay. Bryn just like doesn't know what to say now. He just slides back over the printer.
Well, I still don't know if that's the wisest idea. When I started looking into these things, I did receive a transmission from Kovanen, but it was only a period. I figured that was a sign that was supposed to dissuade me from looking any further into it.
Or warning you that you could be seen looking into it if you continued. She can see you. Anyone on their servers can probably see you.
Of course. Still, though, as Deliverance's poster child, I can't quite say I completely trust her, but
I
if
don't
you've
really.
had conversations with her, then
It's
perhaps
not
we should
just
give her a
me
chance.
that I don't really want to talk about the other person. That's their business, not mine. All I know is I get the feeling that we're about to be in way over our heads, and we're about to do some stuff that's going to backfire pretty badly.
Bryn slides out from under the machine. He's like, how is that different from any other mission we've taken?
I just don't want to get a 17-year-old kid shot.
She's 16.
That's
Oh wait, Kovanen's 17. Okay, you're talking about Kovanen.
Yes!
Oh, you meant Kovanen. Well, I mean, sometimes we can't account for what she's doing with her time, right? Like, I think she's gonna be doing these things whether or not we help her, and at least we're not shitty.
Fair enough.
I suppose it would be a good idea to test the waters on that front, then. If we can
but first we gotta test this 3D printer.
It prints out a Zaku Gunpla that you put in it.
Oh, it's even got this. Yeah, I gotta get my snippers.
Actually, I suppose I'll look into this. I was going to do a bit of reconnaissance on Boundless now that we've had a mission from them. I want to know what's going on in Overture. Maybe it's just the fact that I haven't been here as long as you, but I'd prefer a more solid grasp of the political situation before going on any more missions.
I mean, you know probably better than I do. I was just in space travel for the last like 80 years. I don't know what shit's going on.
Just got out of super soldier hell.
I was never a super soldier.
Neither was I. They really wanted me to be, though.
Do not be so hard on yourself. You are a super soldier.
So just turns like Lyra's in the hallway, just like, this is just a full team meeting now, isn't it? Should we just debrief?
Default isn't there.
God, no.
Default's doing something else, but Default does like hail Isadora with just a message of, "Hey Isadora, do you like gaming?" Like with a question mark and like a little like emoticon, because she's found out a way to send emoticons over the comms, which is not a thing.
Those in the Unicode set now. They're just in everything. Is gaming capitalized?
As soon as you say team, like Lyra's already gone. A team meeting, like, oh fuck no.
Wait, no, I have something important I need to talk to you about.
Gaming is capitalized.
You'll have exactly 3 sentences. Go.
What should we do with all the goo that's in this printer?
I don't think they're
I'm just going to tell you to shoot it. I don't really know what you were expecting.
I think Sangu is just a wink, wink, nudge, nudge from Sylvia.
Oh my god.
I mean, you can do it to your pet what you like. I'm not going to judge you much.
What?
It is okay. I understand. You're very attached.
I don't understand.
You will figure out your heart one day. I know you will. She just sort of like pats your shoulder and bails really fast.
I did once, but then 80 years passed.
Yes,
So
you
he's just
suck at this
sitting
thing,
here
but
going
you
like-
have to suck to get better.
Somebody just like awkwardly looks at Bryn, awkwardly looks at the printer, awkwardly looks at Isadora, just like, I'm going to go work on my mech.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
call.
gonna do some research in just a sec, and Isadora, of course, uses the timeless reference, something that would have been in crucial information storage. That one image of from Control Alt Delete with from you know, you hear about video games, that one, that reaction. She sends that image.
Hell yes!
Lost option.
I hate this so much.
Well,
So
go ahead, Lyra.
I actually have two things. Bryn gets a message, and
You can just
Default
come
will
talk
also
to
get a
him.
message.
We're in the same building.
It's not from Lyra.
Oh, okay.
All the factions want to talk to you.
Bryn doesn't get a message. Bryn does get a message from the Common Front, with a sort of like, basically saying, we're sort of giving you a heads up that we are probably going to be calling you pretty soon here for combat operations. Please be advised. Blah blah blah. But there is another one to Bryn from an unknown sender.
Another one of these.
In all caps, demanding that he hand over the profligate child who has caused so much consternation among her betters. That's it. That's literally the entirety of the message.
Default.
It's not me.
Default's with a child he knows.
I would also point out that not only is this all in caps, but the actual address is one you've literally never seen before from a hosting site, usually associated with people working on the fringes of society, like smugglers, basically.
They have their own website?
No, it's more like you kind of basically
You got an email from like pirateweb.com.
Yeah, you rent a domain and
Hotmail,
you use it like 3 times and then you bail on it,
Hmm.
kind of thing, so that you can have secure, short-lived channels that nobody else can use later. It's one of those, and
He would not know that. So
yeah,
I
it does
think
have.
after he figures out it's not default, he's like, "What? I don't understand." Guess I'll bring it up in the next meeting.
The only real marking identifier is that the actual address name is wolf at clanwolf.wolf.
Oh, well, I mean that would.
Of course.
Okay, well, if he would have let us that, he would have understood immediately. Why would you leave that important information out of this message for context?
Wolf and Clan Wolf.
You were too busy. You were too distracted by the really, really big bold letters.
No, it said, Lyra.
Yes.
I hand her a printout of the email because I just do that now. Apparently. Do you know anything about this? I got this from a weird anonymous email address.
Bryn, you were telling me on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with very how should I say how comfortable you are with battles to the death for very stupid reasons?
Am I the one battling to death?
Maybe if you
No!
want to.
I mean, no. I mean, is it required?
I mean, strictly speaking, mechanically, no.
Then I guess it's you, isn't it? You're the one battling to death.
I was not supposed to be doing this job. No.
Wait, you avoided a fight? He squints at you and like cocks his head like a dog.
It's just like, what? So, my parents were exiled. It was not their fault. I will explain later. She will never explain. But they weren't supposed to train me to do mech fighting, yes? But they did anyway, obviously. And also I do it. But I'm not supposed to. And I am now on streaming. and I'm pretty sure that someone saw. So I do not know when, but inevitably they will show up, and they will definitely try some kind of trial of combat, and I will have to be there.
Well, I mean, I already have one group of insane mech pilots coming after me, so what's another one?
It will be more like a conclave of 20 or so.
Wow.
You know, pretty standard warband.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll just cross that bridge when it comes to us.
I am not knowing what bridge is, but I agree.
A bridge is a road that goes over like a lake or a river. Bridges? How do you know what a bridge is?
How do you know what a bridge is?
Everyone
You
knows
live
what a
on-
bridge.
This is the problem with living on planets. Makes you soft and makes you think of strange words which no one else knows. Just leaves in a huff.
So that resolved absolutely nothing, Bryn says. He looks at the sea man and just kind of shrugged and stuffed his pocket. That's a
The
problem
one-
for future Bryn.
The one that Default gets is also from Lyra, and it's a, how do you of streaming?
Oh, yeah. Default will just basically email her back. I'll sit down with you and explain it to you. It's like in a couple days. I'm in the middle of something right now.
I imagine this interaction was like when we tried to explain streaming to Jenner in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Except Jenner tried to explain streaming to someone else.
Mm-hmm. If you're not cursed and the programs just work like they're supposed to, it's very easy. But if you're Jenner, it's more complicated.
But yes, that's the only two things I had.
One of the things I want to establish is while you were having the adults only team meeting, Default was trying to talk to Kovanen again. And it didn't go well. I'm just gonna gloss over it. We're not gonna role play it. Default attempts to have another conversation with Kovanen, and these conversations, as Kovanen suggested to Sylvia in their last pilot log together, have not been going well. And this conversation in particular goes incredibly poorly, and it's very frustrating for both of them. And so now, when Default finally shows up to teach Lyra how to stream a few hours later, that's what she meant when she emailed them in the middle of something, she's visibly in a sour mood.
Just a whole montage of just going back and forth between Default and Kovan and just increasingly mad on both ends.
Yep, this is gonna be happening for the next couple of days.
It will take Lyra a while to catch on to that.
Mm-hmm.
But she will be like, people are this mad for only a handful of reasons. They are either this mad because someone has done terrible things to their food, or they are this mad because someone has done terrible things to their love life, or they have done, you know what I mean.
I don't think Default has ever would not understand that. No.
Yeah, Default doesn't understand love life. What do you mean love life? She blushes. What do you fucking mean love? She gets really defensive. This isn't love life.
Did you get into a fight with someone?
More like hate life.
Is Britt bullying you?
What?
Because he is always telling me to do things, and I ignore him. It is very easy, but you are smaller than me, so maybe it is more difficult.
No, Bryn's nice. He's nicer, even almost as nice as my actual dad. He's fine. Bryn's good. He's avoiding me, and I know it, but he's fine. I get it.
Then what happened?
It's so. Is it really so obvious? She's stressing out. Like, I'm supposed to be good at hiding under this persona, and I can't believe how fucking obvious this is, right?
Well, I mean, if you were streaming right now, you probably would not be able to tell because you were very good at that. But you are not streaming right now. You are just in here with me, and so it is very obvious. Yes, it's very blunt.
Default crosses her arms across her chest and does the teenager sulk. And she says, well, according to Sylvia, definitely not going to say it herself, I have some sort of stupid crush on Kovanen. I don't, by the way, That's just according to Sylvia, but we're not getting along right now. That's all. Not me and Sylvia, me and Kovanen. Not that it matters that we get along or not, at all. I don't care. I definitely don't care at all about this at all.
I see. It'll work itself out. You know, young love is very tempestuous. Always full of twists and turns. I'm sure it will all work out.
The more, like, patronizing you get about how this is absolutely a crush, the more furious she gets. Like, the more visibly upset she becomes. Lyra, I said it's not a crush. God. Fucking, here's how you stream.
She'll get enough of, like, she'll basically get all the information she needs to be able to do this competently before suggesting that the best way to get your girlfriend to like you again is by getting her expensive mech parts.
Well, we have a
Works
brand
for
new
me
3D
every
printer we can print the mech parts with.
Amazing. We could
See,
get...
yeah, right? See? It's even easier than usual.
Does Brent actually poke his head in and get involved in this drama or no?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, you actually, at this point, you get a message that says, it's working, come see the 3D printer. There's like 8 exclamation points.
Hell yeah.
I definitely would love to go see the 3D printer.
Speaking of that, I would like to do my downtime activity right now, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
All right,
do
so
it.
real quick.
Alright, oh, good.
So, well, what's your downtime activity? It's
I want to get creative, and the getting creative is working on this 3D printer to make it awesome.
okay. So, to dial back real quick, Isadora sent her initial analysis to you. She'll withhold, you know, the other information she found on it, but the basic way it works is it actually doesn't print like with like a standard license like our normal printer does, because we have one on the station. This one's a little bit different, works on blueprints. So I think the way this is going to go is basically we're just transferring the data from our normal licenses so it's usable with this printer, and just figuring out the format we'll be able to use to print with it.
We can pirate licensed information with this printer.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't tour in a mech. Yes.
I would download a mech. I would absolutely download a mech.
Space BitTorrent is mine.
Welcome. No. Remember, we rolled back to Internet 1.0. This is Space Napster. Space Napster is back, baby.
Gonna go on Kazaa and download some mech parts.
All right, so yeah, I guess, yeah, Get Creative is just going to be formatting everything. So, yeah, give it a good old roll, and we'll see how that goes.
And we don't add grit to these, right? We were doing that wrong the whole time.
I think so,
Yeah, we
but
don't
Yeah,
have grit.
according to
Skill
Tim's,
triggers you can't add.
according to Tim's, you don't add grit. What you do add is skill triggers plus 1d6 if you can make your profession, background, whatever, count for it.
Oh, I don't think I can, but I want to. I want that d6.
Yeah,
Rick
you
is
would
kind of like the group engineer. I would argue that even if it's not technically on his background sheet, he's consistently been played enough as like Mr. Hot.
I do have 4 engineering. My mech skill is +4 for engineering.
Yeah, you're
so
good
I
at
think so.
engineering. Also, I could probably help out with this because you've got Isadora, so like that's another advantage.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, okay.
there's no rules for helping, but we're gonna make them. Yeah.
There is actually rules
oh,
for
are there?
helping. It's
Well-
basically just you just get to add an advantage, but you share in whatever outcome happens. So
Oh, cool.
if it goes badly, it goes badly.
Oh no, well I'm crossing my fingers.
Okay, here's the main roll. No, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, that's a 20.
Oh my
right off the
god,
bat.
yeah, that's so like that's so the dice understanding
I'm
how
so-
like so
I'm
into
so
the
happy.
sprint is, yeah. But go ahead and see how much you overkill it.
Yeah.
No, my god! Whoa!
Oh god.
Well, that's 26, 28.
28. So yeah, Brennan, Isadora do a good job with this thing. So that was great. Get creative, right? You
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
So yeah, once finished, you can use your new creation as reserve. So yes, we get a new reserve. On a 20 plus, you finish your project before the next mission. If it's especially complex, treat this as a 10 to 19, but only choose one. I'm just going to say that, like, this technically counts as a 20 plus. We won't need anything from the 10 to 19 list, which is, you just need things to make this. But, we probably don't have anything super advanced to use in this printer. But we basically have downloaded our licenses as the blueprints we can use for this printer. I will also say, for the time being, not that it matters, the V3 printer itself is size 2, so it can only print size 2 stuff. So down the line, we'll need to upgrade this
Well,
and make
we
it
just
bigger.
print it in pieces and bolt it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do real 3D prints in real life.
Not wrong.
Why did
Alright.
you say this isn't complete? I did complete it.
Yep. Oh, is it being weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, everyone has. I force everyone to pile into the mech hangar, and I like I gesture at it while it's printing something, and I'm so proud of myself. And it's like it's clean and shiny, and like everything looks beautiful. And I'm like, this can print anything. It doesn't need licenses.
Amazing.
Well, technically, it needs licenses. Isadora does air quotes. I won't get into the fine mechanics, but it's different from standard printers. I don't know who made this thing, but
back in the olden times, there were these printers that you would just give it some instructions and it would just print whatever you wanted. There was no licenses. You had a blueprint, and that's what this takes. No one makes these anymore because licenses are super profitable for the corps, and now we have it. And no one knows we have it.
This rules. Yeah, we're not telling anybody.
No, if anyone tells anyone about this, I'm kicking you out. You're out of here. This is just
argue with that. And
well, yeah, I can't really see any benefit to telling Boundless until I know what their deal is, but I should also mention, I can't tell who actually made this thing. Essentially, this thing and the blueprint that was set in it were designed with such generic imprints that they were more or less made by a machine. There's no way to trace these things.
Oh, let's print that then. What's that blueprint? I print it.
It is one of the mechs you fought earlier.
Oh.
Right.
No, these are made to be piloted by goo.
Yeah, I've
That's
checked the
weird.
interior. There's a bit of space. A human might be able to fit in there a little bit, but this version also has a whole lot of needles. It would not be a comfortable ride in the slightest. From what I can tell from the blueprints, this thing's called a Kuga. Can't really get much information other than that. We can overlook its specs, but like I said, it was designed with such generic implements. Like, the lines were clearly just machine done after somebody had designed the blueprints beforehand. The font is just standard stuff. There are no signatures.
I would assume that this is a 3D printer printed with another 3D printer in an endless stream of 3D printers throughout history.
It's like Cookie Clicker, but with 3D printers. Yes.
Sophie's just gonna like walk up to the Kuga and like take a look at it. She's gonna go like, I wonder if we could upload a simple AI on this.
It's worth considering.
We have a bunch of goo left. We just put the goo in that.
Rin, the goo tried to kill us.
What if we are friends with the goo?
Yeah, we could be friends.
Rin?
Default absolutely chimes in. We could befriend the goo.
I will fight you all.
I don't think it's living matter, so even if that were a good idea, I don't think we'd get anywhere with it.
We need to find alternative goo.
Default's thinking to herself, I bet the goo is easier to befriend than fucking Kovanen, but she doesn't say that out loud.
Default, what's going on with your face? You got a weird like, look at it right now.
She gets only more angry that it's obvious. There's no.
Wait a minute.
What's wrong with your fucking face?
Default is
Nothing's
fine.
wrong
We
with
can
my
put her in
face.
there, right?
Why would you say that?
She's 16.
It's not that bad a face. It's very face-like.
Thank you, Lyra. Your mom's face is something wrong with it. Whatever. She's mad.
Bryn's mom is dead.
Wow. What too soon? Says Default, doubling down on being the worst teenager.
It is not technically inaccurate. It did have many
You
scars.
didn't have to say it though.
Sylvia's just like,
Dang.
wow. Sylvia's just gonna like look at Default and she's like, she's talked with her enough in private to kind of guess what's going on right now, and she's just gonna go like, awkward conversations today, huh?
It's fine. I don't even care.
You should have tried the expensive mech parts.
Default face palms. Yeah. Anyway, Lyra,
Oh.
I put some extra cameras on your mech to get better camera shots of you fighting. Also, I did the thing that I did to my mech to your mech, and you can upload a song to your mech to play when the mech recognizes that battle has ended.
Oh no, so we have two different songs
Yep.
playing at the same time now?
Yep.
I look at Isidore and just like pleading, like, please make that not happen. That's the emotion coming from my eyes.
Just a slow hidden thumbs up from Isidore's side. Just rising onto the camera.
I already know what song she's playing.
You know, it's fine if there's only one, but they both go out at the same time, and it's like this discord.
I also gave you a soundboard. You can upload your own sounds to it. I'll show you how to do that. And I give you the ability. So I'm basically giving you the option to add the sound system to your pilot thing, Lyra. She's just giving you the ability to play music as well from your mech, just like she does.
Nice.
Yeah. I put some. You seem to like Russian stuff, so I put some Russian stuff in there, and also some Mongolian throat singing because I think it's cool. I don't know if you'd like it, but
I am glad, but I have a question. What is in Russia?
Default's like anger finally dissipates away as she gets to like explain something that she knows because she's, you know, a silver spoon like child who's been really well educated about everything. And she'll explain what Russia and Mongolia is to Lyra very quickly.
You see, Russia was the country that won World War III and set off this whole history.
Apparently, Russia was responsible for the 2016 election, but that's a lie.
Ah,
That
I
sounds
understand.
fake.
That sounds fake.
What's 2016? Lyra says, and we all sigh. And Default agree. We all silently agree that Default's not going to tell her. It's not going to explain it to her at all. It's better.
God,
It's better left forgotten.
Alright, everyone, so while we're all here, I do need to fill you in some things. And Bryn explains his terrible backstory.
His tragic
It's not that
backstory.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that tragic, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little tragic. And he's like, so we got three options. Sylvia suggested you all just turn me in and take the money, and then I don't know, rescue me. You know, get cast out on purpose plan. There's also, I guess, they just catch me eventually, and that resolves it, and the rest of you just, you know, I guess just keep doing what you're doing. There's also a third option that I don't want to do, which is have a super awkward like meeting with my ex-fiance.
Oh, I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that, Bryn. You're so good at it, says Theophil, going back into shit mode.
DFO, we all know how shit I am. You don't need to point it out.
I mean, consider taking responsibility.
That's what the third option would be, the one that he just listed.
I know, that's what she's saying. Like, you should do that.
I don't know. Does
Usually-
taking responsibility get anything for the station?
Usually, I only do that when I have to, when my hand has been forced, like how I got kicked out of the military.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could also do the first one, and it would probably lead to the third.
DFL says, I mean, there is another option, but I'm not gonna do it. We could just kill the main characters.
We're not killing the old bounty hunters.
Well, yeah, I don't
They
want to kill them. I'm just saying.
Pretty beloved, actually.
Yeah, everybody loves the main characters. I looked it up.
Sylvia's just gonna go like, I don't really care who they are, but I don't feel like killing a bunch of people who are doing the same job we do.
Same.
It's just the thing is, we gotta resolve this sooner rather than later, because they're gonna keep interrupting our missions, and eventually, you know, that will cause a bigger problem than it has already.
Well, where's your ex-fiance?
She's in Deliverance, right?
Yeah, she's in Deliverance
Somewhere.
territory. Covana gave you like the exact planet, the exact city on the exact planet, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, it's like the Florence of that planet. It's like a nice, you know, ritzy vacation town.
Oh God, I wouldn't want to show up. That's ugh.
You know? Do you know?
It's been, like, it's been 70 years.
Sylvia just kind of like nods and goes like, I mean, my plan's still on the table.
Do you know that episode? Has everybody here watched Firefly?
Yes.
You know that episode of Firefly where Malcolm Reynolds goes to the fancy party and gets in a sword duel?
He got stabbed.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's your if you undertake the I'm gonna go visit my ex-fiance, we're just gonna have that episode as a Lancer episode with Bryn as Malcolm Reynolds and everybody else going to the fancy party as well.
I mean, ultimately, you're all going to be involved in this too, because I doubt that we would find a way that would not happen, so maybe we should put to a vote.
Oh wow, voting. I've read on the internet that that's a very popular thing that works.
Don't you use voting all the time on your streams?
Yes, and it works. But also somebody rigged it and now I have to get a kobold.
Sylvia just kind of like nods. She goes, I don't feel comfortable voting for something that kind of deals with Bryn's life.
I am very comfortable with it, and I think that we should make Bryn go talk to the lady. It will be hilarious, and also will teach him to be, you know, better as being person.
I'm gonna be honest, boss. I don't like to force your hand on anything all that much either, unless I do. In this case, it's your life, boss. But I really do want to watch you fall all over yourself with your ex-fiance.
See, right? That's why you should be voting for it. It's hilarious.
Fine.
Well, wait, we don't have a quorum. You've got two other people you could convince to something else. This is the default understanding how elections actually work.
Sylvia just like raises her hand, goes like, even if we talk to her now, what good is it gonna do her or Bryn?
Is this a vote for talking to her or a vote against talking to her? I need to no, because if it's for, we have a quorum, but if it's against, then we don't.
Yeah, like listen, like I understand that that all that stuff. I don't want to like drag a bunch of crap into her. No. She's like 80 now.
I mean, if she chose to like get engaged to you, she kind of wanted your crap in her life at some point in time.
That was literally several lifetimes ago from
It was
some
3
people.
decades ago though.
How old is she now?
Mid 80s.
She's 69. Remember?
Oh, that's right. No, it's been 69 years.
Oh, it's been 69 years. Okay, yeah, she's mid 80s. Sorry. Yeah. Damn, I wanted you to say 69 so DFO could say nice.
Also, I literally apparently have a daughter that's older than I am.
Oh wow.
So like, that's also there. But I also don't want to get hunted by bounty hunters forever. And I literally know that if I ever get captured by them, that's probably where I'm gonna get dragged. So like, that'll happen if that happens.
Seems like the worst option out of all of them.
Because she's probably like, even though it's Nova, she's probably like the benefactor of that fund, so she'll have to like clear the like disperse of the funds or something. That's stupid.
I vote this. If she is the person holding the fund, then there's no way you can avoid talking to her. Let's just set things up so that we at least get the bounties, so after the awkward conversation, Bryn has something nice to come out of it.
That sounds good. I say we catch him and we turn him into her. We get the bounty from her, and then we disguise ourselves and rescue him. That sounds fun.
I haven't said anything about disguises. I'm just going to barge in there, say, all right, here's your boy. Now he's ours.
I mean,
Who's going to argue with us? We have big
here's
next.
the thing. So, like, the old man, he hated me a lot. But, like, he's gone. So, like, the thing is just to capture me and take me to a place. It doesn't say what. Like, I'm not going to prison. That's not what there's nothing in there. I'm not in any legal problems. It's literally a vendetta against me personally by some guy.
I forgot to get that letter, by the way, that the dude wrote and post it. I'll get it after this. Remind me, please. Thank you. Sorry, keep going.
So, yeah, if you're not even going to go to jail, it I mean,
Wait, what if she forces
go straight to them.
What if she forces him to marry her? Like, what if she's single again? What if she forces him to go through with it?
I really
Then we'll run away, and she won't be able to do that. What's she gonna do? Her and what army?
What if she does have I mean, she's got the main characters.
I mean, that could just result in another bounty fund on my head afterwards.
Her and what working spine?
Ooh.
If she sets a bounty on your head saying you are obligated to marry her, then we get a lawyer.
Yeah,
it would be hilarious.
Look, this is just. This is
also complicated.
Stop.
It was simpler when I was the starship captain and wasn't.
Alright.
Exiled to a life of mercenary.
Okay. Point of order. Default going into Robert's rules. I'm just joking around. I'm sure that Bryn wouldn't want to marry somebody that terrible. She smiles at you, and she's not going to be awful because Bryn wouldn't fall in love with somebody who's awful.
I mean,
damn it,
maybe
you could.
I'll look for a mission that's
people.
in that
Default says very, very adamantly, people don't fall in love with people who are awful, and she's not talking about anybody else but Bryn here. I'm sure.
That's actually not true, Default. People fall in love with people who offer all the time.
She does not take that well. No.
Don't worry, it is only fools who do this.
Are you saying you fell in love with somebody awful? Are you telling us that this lady is awful?
Well, I mean, her father is.
But
and her mother, obviously.
But this is about her.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know her anymore. It's been 69 years.
But back when you did know her.
Bryn kind of wispy looks into the distance. She's like, well, yeah.
She was nice. Nobody here is in love with anybody who's terrible. That's all. Or was ever in love with anybody who was terrible. That was just a thing that I misspoke. I'm going. Isidore, I've got gaming to do. I found a game that I think you might like. Bye.
I've got research though.
What? No, just come game with me for like an hour and then do your research.
You go ahead. I'll take care of whatever you need to do. I need to do some digging on a company anyway. They may be in Boundless Space for all I know.
Yeah, they suck. We should take care of that. No, put it on the pile.
So I guess just next time we see the main characters, just turn yourself in then.
Well, no, but then they would get the money.
Yeah, no,
we're just gonna.
We have to do it.
We're gonna head down there. We're just gonna do it on our time. Here's what's gonna
happen. Here's what I'm envisioning: is we're gonna attempt to do this. While we're on our way there, they'll probably attack us, try to capture me, and then we'll have to defeat them. Otherwise, they'll capture me and then take me there anyways.
Yeah.
Because like they're not gonna give up on that.
They're very persistent. I looked this up on MapQuest. And it would take like if we don't use a blink gate, and the nearest blink gate that will get us there is over here. She like pulls out a map on her PDA and shows you. If we don't use a blink gate, it'll take us a couple months to get to that planet. If we use the blink gate, it would be about it will be almost a month, not quite a month to get to that planet.
We're gonna have to fight in space. Later.
So we're definitely gonna have to fight in space, but also we do need to, like, I'm assuming, you know, we're gonna have a couple missions, so we're gonna have to figure out how we like find time for this.
Well, I mean, I can just not take missions.
That's true.
We're independent contractors.
I guess that's true. Do we have a mission right now?
We will in a little bit.
Okay.
We got a week or two.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it'll probably be a few weeks. Labor Day is next week, so...
Yeah, I don't work around Labor Day. You crazy?
Yeah.
Wait, what is Labor Day?
Default.
Labor Day is a day where people don't labor.
It is poorly named.
Like it's we take it so seriously. People don't even have babies on that day.
I don't
You
think
could,
that's true.
you could keep your... People of the inner circles are strange.
Default's just lying because she's a little shit. Isadora, I'm gonna go be in my public gamer space. Meet me there.
This is okay. Brady, most of the time is over. Let's do something else. Not by.
Yeah.
I turn to the 3D printers and start messing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting over.
Yep.
Alright, so do you have an actual gaming scene to do, Jenner? Because I could do that. Otherwise, I'll do...
I just wanted to do a bit of roleplay with Isadora because Default wants to get Isadora to join the Hex Girls for real. She has, like, you know, this agenda, and Isadora isn't an official Hex Girl yet, so this is like a secret initiation, right? So the gamer space has been updated to have like beanbag chairs and stuff. It's like Maximum Gamer now. And so she's like, all right, Isadora, have a seat. This is a beanbag chair. I don't know if you've ever had one before they roll. This is a lava lamp. They're also cool.
Mm-hmm. Very 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Super early 70s, I should clarify.
Isadora, do you smoke weed?
Yeah?
So Default hands you a blunt, like, because from her weed, right? That she grew.
Man, space weed.
Yeah, we got space weed. It's rainbow weed, just it's rainbow colored, and it's real.
Space Station 13.
It's Space Station 13. Thank you. Whoops. And yeah, it's real. It's real strong. It's real strong shit. And she just lights up. She turns on the vents that just like vent it out into space. I guess the vacuum of space. Yeah, and she's like, so you're gonna have to tell me about your interest, though I think I have a couple things that you might like that I thought of just offhand. There's this game called Spore, where you just like make an alien and grow that alien civilization until you get to space. It's really old and it's not the best once you get to the space section, but the making, like crawling around and eating fruit and making weird mutant creature builder part is kind of cool, and I thought you'd like that. And so she like shows you that. There's this game called Rim World. It's like Dwarf Fortress, which is a game that Sylvia introduced me to, by the way. But more
Dwarf Fortress is still being developed in this time.
Yeah.
It's not 1.0 yet.
Yeah.
It's like 8.7 something.
Patch notes: Dwarf mechs no longer self-propagate.
Yeah, Dwarf Fortress, which is a game that still isn't finished yet, that Sylvia introduced me to. RimWorld's a bit like that, but not. You like land on a planet and you build a society and everybody's weird. Yeah, and everybody can be bisexual now. There was like a big hullabaloo on the internet about that, but like back in the day. And then there's this game called Stardew Valley where you just farm. It's really chill, and sometimes I just play it when I just want to chill. You can get married. You can get married in it, but I haven't decided who I want to marry.
Overture sure does have a lot of old Earth things for being so far from actual...
No, Isadora, no. Overture does not have old Earth things. I, Default, have old Earth things. You want current modern stuff? You want Jenner to actually make up things that exist in Overture?
No.
Okay, because I'll do that.
I wouldn't say so. Your education has quite a bit of old Earth knowledge. I'm actually from Cradle myself, so I do know a few of these things, but Overture's so far away, I figured the culture would be extremely disconnected, but I do actually see a lot of Old Earth references.
So on the original Athena, the ship that came here, she pronounced it wrong in character and then corrected herself in character, and then Isadora also corrected her in character. Yes, there was a handful of individuals who actually were committed to archiving, the things that they thought were important from Old Earth. They were archivists who brought all that stuff here. And that stuff is really, really, really rare and really, really, really valuable now because like thousands of years have passed since then. But those people set that up and they decided to just like bring it over here as like time capsules was what they called it, of the stuff that they felt was most important. And they did like a big poll on Old Earth of what should go on the Athena, and like they brought a bunch of stuff. This is just the stuff I'm into, but you can like I was able to get my hands on basically a list of like all the voting and the gauntlet and the brackets that they went through of the stuff that they were gonna bring, the archivists were gonna archive as important. And if you want, maybe I'm not sure if it's a complete list, by the way, but it's the most complete list I've been able to find.
That would actually be fascinating.
Yeah, and this stuff.
Of course, Cradle itself also had quite a massive preservation project, but you're telling me one of the 10 ships came out all this way?
This ship that came here, yeah, the original one had these. They are huge geeks. Yeah, on the ship. So, and she like just downloads it. It's like a huge list of like all the things that people thought would be important that got in. Right, and then like the honorable mentions, and we'll work on that together, Fefner. All three of us as the GMs and the players will decide like all the things from Old Earth that was kept, right, and all the things that were maintained, and the things that were brought back, right, and the things that people thought were important. And the most important thing I want to establish is it's not just like American things, right? Like the entire world got to choose. So like there's stuff from Iran here. There's stuff from, Japan here. There's and it's not just stuff that Americans would like. Like it's like a melting pot of all the cultures of Old Earth and what they thought were important were archived by these people and brought on Athena.
Well, I was thinking of doing one bit of research, but I'm going to need to check some other things, but regardless.
Fefner, I need to give you that thing that you wanted from me. This is how I learned about Buddhism. She taps the stuff from Japan. Sorry, back to you.
Alright, well. She just looks up like, okay, I was going to ask you if you had Mario Kart, but did you say Japan?
Yeah, Japan?
Well, that's actually slightly incorrect. It was broadly, an
She's gonna go
Asian sort of.
I'm getting so excited. It got split into 3 quadrants because a wall came up because somebody touched a box. But yeah, it was Japan once.
You watched one episode of Build. Now you're referencing it. What are you, me?
I just wanted to beat you to making that canon in universe.
God damn it, I just got what... Never mind.
Turns out my spouse is aware of what Japan is and decided to question me. I promised him I'd explain it later, but he corrected me over the stream about the quadrants thing. I decided to keep it in because it's funny. Yeah, 3 quadrants.
Okay, well.
It's
Can
nice
someone
to know
please
common
roll
writer
a
exists in our timeline.
downtime activity, for the love of God?
No, I'm so sorry. I'm role playing. Fuck you. We're role playing.
But
So Default does have Mario Kart. She also has Kirby's Air Ride, which she says is better. She says the bonds of friendship that are forged over not breaking up your friendship while playing Kirby's Air Ride are eternal. I don't even think it's worth being friends with somebody who can't play a couple games of Kirby's Air Ride with you and still stay your friend. Strong Kirby's Air Ride opinions.
Oh god, how Isadora would just open up Kirby's Air Ride and go straight into City Trial.
Hell yes. So let's just roll. Let's see if Isadora can actually beat Default at gaming. What kind? This is going to be a show-off roll from Default.
I'm gonna say for me it'll be stay cool, and I'm just gonna rule that Isadora's not even really like Isadora's playing as though she's just playing and exploring alone. So you got a 16.
Well, I'm gonna roll an additional 1/6 because she's doing it as Default. So that's my. So I got a 20.
So you got game skills. You got a 20.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh.
So yeah, Isadora is absolutely more interested in just like riding around the city, and you can see that she's just sort of taking in the sights. She can just like trace a line around the map, and you can sort of see her just get reacquainted with it, and she's smiling a little bit. And then in comes Default fucking spinning around on the Dragoon.
Yes.
Just blowing up the plot instantly.
Yep. Default, like, probably... well, you rolled well enough that she doesn't lap you, but she gets really close to lapping you.
Oh yeah, she has absolutely zero familiarity with, like, the courses.
Yeah. Default knows, like, all the... I don't know enough. It's been so long since I played Kirby's Air Ride. I forget if there's shortcuts. But yeah, Default knows all the tricks.
Mm-hmm. All the right powers to use.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just the end of that roleplay session. Afterwards, after they're done forging... Do we argue, or are we still friends after playing Kirby's Air Ride?
I mean, I rolled stay calm, so Isadora's fine with it. She accepts.
Yeah, and Default won, so she's not even mad. She's just happy, and she's also like, you did pretty good for, I don't know, have you ever played games before, or is this your first time?
Oh, of course I've played games before. I pretty much went back and forth between that and reading back in, my formative years.
Oh, you have to introduce me to some of the games that you're more familiar with.
Oh yeah, like, and she just thinks of several fucking visual novels.
Oh,
like,
hell yes! Introduce the six.
I know visual novels like,
Have you heard? Troll me.
Please no one give Default when they cry.
You just stop and think, I don't know any visual novel I can share with a 16-year-old girl.
Phoenix Wright counts as a visual novel. I absolutely played the Phoenix Wright series. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
She's clearly blushing.
Default.
Just
Default just.
Have I played so much smut?
Default just thinks that she's really embarrassed about being interested in the law, and that's fine. Okay. Default doesn't know what sex is.
This is very charming.
We'll stop hogging the scene now, but basically Default says, so, Isadora, whenever you're ready, you should just be a hex girl with us. With me, okay?
I mean, I'm used to being a contractor, so I go wherever there are jobs. It just so happens a lot of our interests seem to be overlapping lately.
Well, maybe they should just be a permanent overlap. Think about it. Here, she hands you like a sticker, like a little pasty that you can put on your mech of the flag that she made for the Hex Girls that identifies them as the Hex Girls. And by the way, y'all, she slapped a flag on each of your mechs that's hidden that you'll eventually find. So yeah.
All right. So,
that'll be the end of that scene. So what downtime action does anybody else want to take?
So initially, my action was just going to be my usual gather information, but the gather information I have now seems less risky. So I'll try to figure out what a 10 to 19 would mean if I got that, but I'm basically just going to I mean, it's more or less just going down a Wikipedia hole, but I guess more fancy. There are more scholarly journals available in these times.
Mm-hmm.
You can click through Wikipedia and actually read the things that it's based on. It's wild.
Because these archivists on the Athena were like geeks and cool, there's no like pay. You don't have to pay. So if you use default's leads, you can just find the stuff from Old Earth if that's what you're looking through. If you're doing
I'm
something different, then
doing
yeah.
shit right now,
Yeah.
but with hacking.
Yep.
Hack to understand history. All right, so that would be. Oh yes, and while I'm not going to list off my full level up yet, I did give myself another +2 to Hacker Fix, so that's now at a complete +6. I'm now the best I can possibly get at that.
I'd like to say that you can also go ahead and add an advantage to this because you're basically using default's leads, so you're abusing, like you're getting my celebrity bonus.
All right, yeah, I have some starting leads from you, so 1d20 +6. That's a 17
nice. So
already.
this is a
And
bit,
then
yeah.
advantage
Nice.
for 21. Nice.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, that's just a 20 plus. I get what I'm looking for with no complications. So, Isadora is just pouring through the history of Overture because learning that one of the 10 ships actually came out here is new info to her. She's familiar with the 10 ships because basically in the Lancer backstory, before Earth just fucking collapsed, as sort of a last-ditch effort, they sent out 10 ships to basically find Gaia planets. And then things just sort of happened, and eventually the planet itself was able to sort of recover, become Union, and actually finding the ships is like a big thing in the Lancer story or whatever, but yeah, the Athena was one of the 10, and the reason the planet in Overture is called Athena is because that's a Gaia planet that one of the 10 ships was able to find. And basically, she checks, and one of the reasons the Overture calendar is so far ahead, it's like the year 9,000 something, as compared to fucking 6,000 or 5,000 for Lancer canon, is because Overture actually works off of that initial landing. Overture was developed before Union kind of kicked into high gear. She also discovers that Boundless, although they say they are peacekeepers for Overture itself, their ties are firmly with the planet Athena. Their council system more or less works the same as Athena's, and in fact, one of the council seats taken by France Cunningham in Boundless is just, that is the people's vote. He's a representative of the people's vote, so he gathers information, but but you know, that's the populace voting, not him himself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and Boundless is the closest to Athena, but meanwhile, a lot of Deliverance space and Common Front space is sort of mixed in regards to what they know. They work off the same calendar, however, they were not part of the Athena ship's arrival, so there's a huge disconnect between Boundless and the rest of the space that has been taken. And thank goodness I got a 20 plus because, again, how the fuck do I do a 10 to 19 against my own faction?
Yeah, I have a question for you. For you and Alice as GMs. Would you say the Nimish were already in this galaxy before Union people even showed up, or did the Nimish also show up from elsewhere? I'd like them to have just been native to this galaxy, like this is their galaxy. But that's my spicy take, right?
One thing I actually kind of like about Lancer's backstory is that it's specifically, with the exception of, you know, the storyline No Room for a Wallflower, it doesn't involve sapient aliens because it doesn't want to do the whole, you know, oh, the aliens are the real bad guys. So I don't know, because, the Nimish are clearly not the bad guys in this situation.
Yeah.
May I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
I think maybe the best answer here is no one knows.
Yeah, I like that. We're not gonna say one way or the other if they've always been here or if they branched out their weird experiments or whatever. Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's very likely that no one in this galaxy would probably know for sure. I mean, some of the Nimish may not even entirely know.
The Nimish are gonna say that they've been here forever because, I mean, they're biased.
But, for all they know, they have.
Yeah.
But, again, it's one of those things where, the founding of Rome, when did it happen? Well, obviously at one point it happened, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Who voted on it?
All right,
sometimes?
sorry.
Yeah.
So keep going, Fefner. Sorry, just a quick
Yeah.
question. Sorry, everybody else.
We've established that gene splicing exists, so maybe that's it, but we don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But again, since they're not the convenient villain aliens, we can just keep it obscure then.
Yeah. So what else does Isadora learn from her thing, or is that it?
I think that's about it.
All right. Who next wants to do their downtime? My downtime's gonna be a lot. Go ahead,
I'm up.
Sylvia. Okay.
Yeah, Labor Day is gonna be its own thing, but Sylvia, I'm guessing you're gonna want to do your thing before that happens.
Exactly. Sylvia is going to take, during the kind of break between heading down for Labor Day and the rest of everything going on, she's literally going to get on her mech, get on a shuttle somewhere, and fly out toward where she remembers the last offices of the company that she was kind of escaped into. And while she's there, I think the appropriate role here, I'm gonna pull my active thing up real fast so I can actually manage downtime with CompCon, because I completely forgot to do that before now. Yeah, I think the one I'm gonna have to do is gather information, but yeah. It's either gather information or get connected, I think. But whatever one we kind of feel is most appropriate.
Let me check.
She's going to try and track down. What'd you say?
I'm just saying I'm looking over Get Connected.
Yeah, she's going to try and track down basically the last known offices of this company. And hopefully get her medical records. She's really after the medical records more than anything else.
Yeah, so if you're after the medical records, you probably don't want to deal with people much. Get Connected would basically be you go in, you start asking around, and see what unsavory people would be like, oh yeah, I can find you your medical records.
All right.
Whereas gather information is just getting straight to the point.
Yeah, gather information then. You might have to deal with people because Sylvia's actually not that good at looking for things. Well, yeah, I guess Isadora uses Hacker Fix a lot for checking digital systems and archives, so I can try and do the same thing. Yeah, so that's what she's going to do. She is going to try and basically go archive digging on this planet using especially local resources like libraries, the yellow pages, that kind of stuff, looking for where this would have been stored.
All right.
So let's see here. So roll d20 plus 4. Sylvia has a 4 to Hacker Fix. 9.
No, that's a 9. Any way you could,
I mean, she
they're
got
giving you advantage because this is, this is your
This
route.
is
well. One, she's using her background, but two, she did get a bunch of leads from Kovanen. That would also give her advantage, I'd say.
That's true. Yeah, I do actually have a resource there from my power to cost thing. Yeah.
Roll
So-
2d6 and take the high result.
All right. So we have a 6 and a 4, so it will be 6. So that
that's
brings
a-
my roll up to 15.
All right, 10 to 19, you find your 4, but you choose one. So you either leave clear evidence of your watching, or you have to dispatch someone or implicate someone innocent to avoid attention.
Oh, for flavor reasons, we're dispatching someone.
Okay. So, who are you going after? Because this depends on, like, will they put up a fight now, or is this an issue you're going to have to deal with later?
So, here's what I think happens regarding this company. They were not in great shape when Sylvia got out, which is the only reason she got out. She's able to track down their last known offices. She gets in, and the first person she runs into there is someone she knows. This person is basically low-level stuff. Is basically their job position. They were kind of in charge of doing nominally HR stuff and kind of keeping stuff together. In practice, they were kind of Sylvia's taskmaster. They would show up, give her here's like the 5 different assignments we're like making you run through today to test the jack. She shows up, and the first thing she says, I haven't really decided if this person is any like other identifying details about this person, so feel free to jump in here with me. But the first thing she says to them is just like, "Hi."
What do you? The hell are you doing here?
Reclaiming some lost property.
You don't own anything from this company.
No, I own a drink tax. And Sylvia's just going to grab this person by their lapels, just pull them in close, go like, I want my medical records.
I'm going to say you should do some sort of roll to threaten this man.
I'm going to take control. And can I roll with advantage on that since super soldier background?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, 1d20 plus 2. Let's see how I do with that. 15. And then roll 1d6. Okay, so 17 overall.
Yeah, so 17 for a skill check. That's really good. This man is terrified. He looks like he's seen a ghost. Oh, medical records, is that all? You just want a copy of those? I can get those here real easy, no problem.
I thought you could. And she just lifts him up very slightly. Friendly reminder that Sylvia wears a heavier hard suit than most other characters, so it's essentially very light power armor, and then just drops him on his ass.
He just scrambles. He does go to the back room, but he makes absolutely sure that the door's open, so you can see that he's not trying to pull anything.
Smart man.
And then he just prints out the medical records, hands them to you. Look them over, they're all there. If that's all you need, then you can just go on with your day, right?
Sylvia looks him over, kind of looks at this guy. She goes, no, there is one other thing I need to deal with.
What is it?
She closes the door.
Oh no!
I know you well enough to know that in a few minutes you're going to call corporate security.
Me? No.
You owe me a life.
I don't. What?
Fade to black on Sylvia murdering this man with her transactions.
Rip. Goodbye, that guy. I'm glad I didn't get. I was gonna give him a name, but no, it's fine.
Fades to black. Documents obtained. Da-da-da.
Okay. All right, Lyra, what is your downtime?
Alice just said she's going for a moment.
All right, Bryn, do you want to, or Jeff, do you want to do something really quick before I do mine?
What's up?
Do you just want to have some? Do you want to have? Yeah, we have to get to Labor Day, but do you want anything, any time on the microphone before I do my downtime?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so just real quick, since the charity stream where Default raised that ridiculous sum of charity money, and then she matched the donation herself to hand over an even more ridiculous amount of charity money to that charity for the Risei Valley conflict survivors on Rutao. She's been slowly, over these past few days that have passed, and noticeably beginning that communism pivot of her character arc that she mentioned to Sylvia she was going to do. She's been on her streams talking more openly to her fans about that while doing good things for people, for the people of Risei, of the Risei Valley, was the right call. It also made her feel really good. And she goes on and on about how doing nice things for people makes her feel good, and maybe just giving a little bit of a fuck about things situationally and a case-by-case basis isn't such a bad thing. In between these more serious streams where she's just playing video games or whatever and talking about how maybe giving a fuck isn't a bad thing, she does more lighthearted streams, right? But she usually always comes back to saying she'd really like to start helping people more and intends to seek out more ways to do so. And doing this, she's found that she hasn't lost many viewers at all from this gentlest of pivots towards giving a fuck, away from edgy, don't give a fuck default, right? And she's actually gained a bit of viewership. And Default's really pleased, that she's not getting any backlash, and the majority of her fans, are probably, she assumes, just as tired of not giving a damn as she is. The Slime Encounter stream, by the way, is one of those goofy chill streams. And Default just has a lengthy chatting session with her fans. Yeah, so this downtime activity that I'm establishing is, I'm just gonna learn a skill. I'm just gonna get focused. I'm gonna learn the skill community management. I'm gonna improve it. There it is. I'm just gonna get focused. Default's gonna be cultivating her community, her fandom community, towards not being edgelords who are ironically racist and spin them towards completely sincerely giving a fuck about things.
All right, everyone. The Kappa emote is banned in the chat now. If you use it, it's an auto ban.
We're just gonna remove the Kappa symbol in
You can't.
thing.
It's default.
Damn it! No.
But you can time people out automatically for using it.
Hell yeah.
Add the word filter.
She, during this point where she learns this, she's doing that settlement building portion of Fallout 4. And while she's just doing the settlement building portion of Fallout 4, she laments about how she'd love a game where you just do that. Where you just build communities and foster their interactions. Because the NPCs in Fallout 4 don't talk to each other, interact much at all, especially if they're not from the same community. And Default says, in real life, on the stream, people from neighboring towns interact pretty frequently, and this just isn't close enough to real life for me. And what I need to establish years later, she has another argument with Kovanen, where Kovanen tells her that if she really misses that thing she sees as a real life, she should just go back to that. And Default asks Kovanen if she even cares about other people, and Kovanen goes into a really quiet, cold fury and replies icily that yes, she does care about other people, and the common struggle she is in and fights for is the cause of other people as well as hers, and that for those people, that life that they live is just as real life as the real life Default is missing. And Default says, well, sure, but those are soldiers who've sworn their lives to that cause. It's noble and they should be supported, and I definitely support the common struggle. But what about the common people who are caught up in that struggle? And Kovanen replies that if you take away their weapons, you take away their armor, you put them in plain clothes, etc., a soldier is just a common person too. And they want to live and thrive in peaceful times. And being a soldier is just their way of doing what they can to prevent people from being swept in, or for those who are. Kovanen signing off, and she disconnects angrily. And this leads Default to fume and proclaim, I'll show her! And just storm off in her mech to escort some miners and other people who were displaced by the slime and mech fight, right? And just stream that whole thing. Right? That whole event of her escorting the miners and escorting these refugees and just doing this humanitarian work to show Kovanen that she cares about other people the same way Kovanen cares about other people. You fucking bitch!
Fuck you, I have a heart.
But here's the thing. She ends the stream by saying not only is she starting to like doing this, but she thinks it's cool. And this just infuriates Kovanen, who does not like it when people publicize and make a big show out of doing good deeds, because that's what Deliverance does, to cover all of their fascism. So Default's pissed and trying to show Kovanen she cares about people the same way Kovanen does. And Kovanen Covenant's pissed because Theobald's showing her that in all the wrong ways that lead Covenant to believe she isn't sincere. And that this is just part of her act. And so, like, at the end of the session, all those feelings and sentiments are stewing in them, and they're gonna have a conversation. But that's where we're at. So that's the end of my downtime action.
Yeah. Wow. That was great. Alright. This is a night for cinematic downtimes. I've been waiting to do that fucking murder for so long, you have no idea.
Yeah, that's the scene will happen at the very end of the scene unless you want to do it right now, Fafnir. We can do it. Yeah, let's do it really quick. So Default calls up Kovanen and confirms she's picked up after the stream ends. Right? Again, they're stewing on these feelings and this miscommunication they've had. It says, hey Kova, I saved a bunch of refugees today.
Good for you.
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't be having these correspondences.
You think?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm done with you.
Good.
And she just logs off. Yeah, and that's their correspondence. So when we get to the...
Will they, won't they? Who knows?
Taps the won't they button.
When we get to the Harvest Festival, Default's... I'm so mad! But we'll get to that. So anybody else want to do their thing before we get to the Harvest Festival?
Alice hasn't done downtime yet.
Yeah, Alice, are you back yet?
Nope.
She did imply she wanted to do her downtime in the Harvest Festival, but of course, we'll still have a little time after that happens before next mission, so... if nobody else wants to go, then... about a week after you went on the Boundless mission, you get an invitation from Lionel, who offers to celebrate the first Harvest Festival with you all at Rovino on Athena.
Oh man,
Nice.
I love cider.
There's absolutely cider.
Sylvia just like goes. Sylvia has by this point gotten back from doing a lot. Or she will be suspiciously quiet about if anyone asks.
Default's
And-
too involved in her own shit to talk about to Sylvia about her shit, so you're not getting it
Yeah.
from me.
She just kind of goes like, you know, I do feel like celebrating.
Yes.
Lyra also likes cider because it is alcohol.
Alright, so yeah, you go to Rovino, which is a town that I just realized did not put that much thought into the general look of it. It is it's kind of an amalgamation of different architecture styles that I haven't set yet, because did not put in the research to think, oh hey, what disparate architecture styles go well together, but you know, hey, that's a problem for future me. She can get on that.
Brutalist and Gothic.
So yeah, it is also worth noting though that I'm guessing Sylvia would probably not like the looks of this town initially, because it actually has like cobblestone roads going through it. It's a little bit rustic.
Yeah, Sylvia's just kind of like looking down at that and going like, this is gonna be fun with a mobility aid.
But upon stepping on it, it actually doesn't feel like stones. Like, it just feels like a normal pathway.
Is this a hologram cobblestone road?
Lionel's probably here. He's probably agreed. You're like, the material you gathered, one of its uses is actually a material similar to glass. It doesn't shatter, however, in the same way glass does, so basically we were able to just implement a sort of clear substance that makes the cobblestone road less painful to deal with without sacrificing the sort of older look of it.
Oh, you got the aesthetics, but none of the downsides.
Yeah,
Fancy.
it was actually a fairly recent development, of course. We didn't actually discover Motavia until relatively recently. This is my hometown, and when I lived here before, we hadn't developed that sort of thing yet.
Hey,
It is nice to see, though.
hey, guy.
Mm?
Do you know that your planet's named after a planet in a video game?
I can't say I'm familiar with that one, actually. What planet is, what game is that?
Phantasy Star? You're not familiar with it?
Oh, Oh, yeah, Motavia, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
I'm not that familiar with it, to be honest. Not like I'm in charge of names, that's a scientist thing.
Weird scientist.
That's the only time Default is probably going to be friendly or amicable to anybody. She goes back to being very visibly pissed as mad as hell.
Alright, I gotta sulk now.
She goes back to sulking. Just, oh, a gamer thing was mentioned and I had to talk about gamer things. But now, oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be mad. So she's mad again.
Alright, well, I guess just do whatever you'd like. It's a festival. If you need me to lead you around, I suppose I could, help point out stalls, but the AI should probably do a well enough job of, telling you where you might want to go.
Question.
Mhm.
Do people here, question for the GM, do
Mhm.
people here recognize, does anybody here recognize Default, know who she is? I mean, does she actually have fans here?
I would say, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
This is a Gaia planet. They've got a whole lot of resources. Therefore, they also have good access to Twitch. So, yeah, you definitely have a lot of people just walking by and being like, oh shit, Default.
She does her best, and she puts on her mask, and it makes it a lot easier for her to hide that she's mad as hell, and she's friendly to her fans. She'll take pictures with them and sign autographs, and go into Default mode and get away from Quinn mad about her crush being in a fight, breaking up with her mode. Well, she broke up with her crush, but shh.
All right, so, what does everybody want to do at a festival? This is fairly open-ended.
Some people like.
Definitely cider.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tyler.
Bryn goes directly to the beer tent.
Celia would go with them, but she's kind of like. The last time I left Default alone, where there was booze, she started playing beer pong.
No, it's fine. This time they put a wristband on you when you can't. If you don't have one.
She trusts no one. She's going to kind of follow respectfully behind Default and sort of keep an eye on her from a distance. While she's doing that, she's kind of like keeping a weather eye out because she did just commit felony murder like a week ago. And she's just like, I really hope no one noticed no one noticed me. I did have my like little disguise mode app turned on some of the time there, but this could be a fun day for me otherwise.
What's up, gamers? It's your girl Sylvia. Have you ever done a murder? Just asking, not admitting to anything.
Sylvia gets really into Hitman. I joke, but that is the kind of game she get really into.
Hitman, not Manhunt. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Only the best.
Alright, so what's Bryn doing first? It's been a while. Jeff, so you're just gonna get drunk? You're gonna talk with anybody? And socialize?
I mean, yes.
I like to imagine there's like a cider drinking contest in the back, but like, are any of the three drinkers interested in that? Because Isadora isn't, I can say that.
Bryn's not a get drunk drinker. He's a enjoy the. He's not snooty about it, but he's like a craft beer guy. whiskey.
Oh, there's so many craft beers.
Oh,
Some of it's
give me like 4 flights.
hell yeah. Flight crew. So in the festival, there are some people like manning the stalls, but a lot of them are actually just like AI runs, so people can actually just enjoy the festival.
The beer's not made by AIs, right?
No, like it was made beforehand.
Yes, that he would ask that because that's important. To have that needs to have the human touch.
Or just a very creative NHP.
Maybe.
You can get some pretty good beers from an unshackled AI. Or alternatively, if they're like an evil unshackled AI, it's just all IPAs.
Oh, so many hops.
Ooh, that's a mead.
Damn.
Thankfully, this is a fall harvest, so we're safely into good beer
Oh
territory.
yes, pumpkin beers.
Pumpkin beers.
Bryn gets drunk on Krampus beer, never goes back.
Don't know why they only make red ales available for like the last 4 months of the year, but whatever. I'll say.
Yeah, I have to stock up every year when that happens. It sucks.
Good red.
This is Jeff talking in real life. This is the thing.
This is also me talking in real life. Hello.
This entire campaign was just an excuse to get us to that joke about IPAs. We've been playing the long con.
I gotta shit talk IPAs, and I'm gonna do it long form. So yeah, I guess that's just what Bryn and Isadora both do during this. Isadora's just got a book, and she's also drinking a flight.
And some people will drink with you, hang out with you, flirt casually with you, but nothing serious happens unless you want it to. But yeah, both of you, both Bryn and Isadora. Lyra, you're probably getting wasted. What are you up
Definitely, yes.
to? You could probably very easily find a fight as well if you wanted to like get in a fist fight or something.
I mean, actually, no. She'd really be more interested in is there any live music?
Yes.
Yep.
That's what she's definitely interested in.
Not only is there live music, but there's an open mic later on tonight, so you can actually get on the open mic and sing.
That she is definitely interested in doing.
Also, did you roll your downtime, or is that what you're doing right now?
I have not actually.
So you should do your downtime action and then tell us what you do on the open mic.
I think I'm gonna do a get a damn drink because I guess it makes sense here.
Okay. What are you gonna try and get from your get a drink?
I want to have a reputation. I want people to remember that there's this crazy Meg pilot who got really horse-faced drunk at this festival, and people to remember me.
Okay.
It's on my mind.
Okay.
All right. So, what skill trigger are you using?
I'm using what's it called? The one you use to impress people.
Show off?
Show off?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So I think it is. Let me go check to make absolutely sure that that's the one I was thinking about using. Yeah, I would have to be show off. I was thinking about charm for a second, but no, it makes sense if it's show off.
You drink and make doe eyes at everyone.
That doesn't sound like Lyra.
Nice.
Nice.
18's good. If you want, can you think of any way to fit your background to what it is? Like, I feel like you could. What's your background again?
You know,
Ex-colonist.
Yeah,
She used to be a colonist. You know what? I would say that, like, Lyra spent a lot of time being very entertaining to other, like, shit-faced drunk people at, like, on the weekends who were all minors. And so she's gotten very good at like a series like little routines and also like getting people to sing along with her enthusiastically. Um, so I think what's the difference between that and a whole crowd? Like you get a whole crowd to sing with you.
All right.
When you're drunk, you can do anything.
So yeah, let's see if you can advantage your way up to a 20. 6, very nice. So that's a 24 overall.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, on a 20 plus, gain 2 from the 10 to 19 list as reserves, and don't lose anything. So let's see, you wanted a good reputation, we already knew that. So you can also get a friend or connection, a useful item or piece of information, or a convenient opportunity.
I think I'm gonna get a useful item or piece of information.
Alright, I actually know somebody at this festival who could probably provide something useful. Are you leaning more towards item or information?
I think information.
Okay. So yeah, while you are drinking, you're probably drinking in the contest, so there's a lot of people who just cannot keep up with you, and then you probably continue just after the competition as well. You've won a supply that can go back with you as well.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And now you're just continuing, and the only other person who has ingested almost as much alcohol as you is somebody who's trying to keep their face hidden. They've got a cloak on, but they're not doing like the brooding stranger thing. They're definitely pretty happy right now. They're also hype.
Cool.
She's just gonna squint at this person and be like, "Why do you have a cloak?
Oh,
It's not even gold."
well, you know, don't really want to attract too much attention. I'm just here to enjoy myself for a bit.
Interesting. And why would you not want to attract attention if you don't mind me asking? If it makes you feel any better, I will not remember very many things.
She looks around to see if anybody's really paying attention to this. Alright, so, like, I've got a pretty good reputation as a mech pilot, and I don't really want that to be brought up. I'm just trying to enjoy myself here. Labor Day's like the one day I really get to cut loose, you know?
I am also
There
a
aren't
mech.
that many deliveries, so don't have to worry about pirates as much as I usually do.
I am also a mech pilot. I don't fully understand. I don't actually understand because really it's less of a job and more of a ongoing passion. But I kind of understand. Yes.
Yeah, that kind of fits me to a T as well. I mean, it's my job, get paid for it, but, well, wouldn't be here if I didn't enjoy it, right?
Suppose not. Are you a mercenary?
Close as you can get to mercenary when you got a bit of a, ball and chain to a company, you know? I work for... But this doesn't give it away. I work for IPSN.
I understand. I will never I would say that, but I don't actually. I'll never understand you civilized space sorts that sell yourselves to these corporations. I mean, I understand not wanting to be nomadic, but it seems all a bit silly.
Well,
Wait a
no
minute. You
matters.
said IPSN, right?
Yeah.
Huh. I like those.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I'm sort of nomadic, but am kind of tied to IPSN, but, you know, they're very much anti-pirate, and I like saving lives, so what can I say?
What, whose idea was it to be sending the personalized emails? I like them.
Oh, you've got... Huh, who are you?
She extends a hand. It's like, Lyra Wilson.
Now you're pronouncing it incorrectly. I love
I
it.
know. You got me doing it
Canon
wrong.
now, you can't stop it.
No, so her name was actually Laura.
It's pronounced Laura.
Sorry about that.
I'm just gonna say canonically.
Laura Palmer.
She's
Just say however
she's,
you want to
This
say
whole
it.
damn
She-
time, and nobody's even tried.
she's so drunk that she mispronounces her own name. Anyway, you introduce yourself. Keep going.
She extends her own hand. I'll say her right hand, which you notice has a tattoo of the sun on the back of it, with the silhouette of an albatross hovering over it. Sender Albatross, I like your work.
Huh. Really?
And indeed, you get a bit close up, and you can see that underneath the cloak, she's a dark-skinned woman, has orange hair that's currently styled into like a mohawk ponytail combo. It's getting squished a bit by the cloak, of course, but it's close enough to the little doodle she sent along with the emails.
You're the one then. The one from the she like gestures like vaguely into the air. The one from the messaging.
Yeah, the intro emails from when you got your licenses.
I always love those.
Oh man, I've been keeping up with the Hex Girls missions. You guys have been doing pretty good stuff.
Have you heard about the latest one?
Ah, yeah, that's the one at Motavia, right?
Let me tell you what it was like from the ground. She's basically going to just like try to regale her with sort of like stories from our last mission.
Will they or
She
won't
is
they?
extremely into it.
Oh, what was that, Jenner?
I was just making the will they or won't they comment as well. Just echoing jokes made earlier for different comedic effect now.
I think she'll also probably kind of get in a little bit there about specifically let a little, because she's really drunk. She will let a little bit in on a couple parts of the some of the, like, she'll talk about the Common Front missions. Probably talk a little too much about the Common Front missions, if you understand me.
Yeah, so like her specific place in them, huh?
Yeah. Like really, really talk up how cool those were. She'll probably also let slip that she was kind of hoping that she's kind of hoping to find out what apparently her old tribe is looking for her, and she is worried that they're going to show up any day now and cause trouble, and she's worried that Brim will be mad at her. So, she's really mostly drinking so that she can not worry about that anymore.
Family matters, huh?
It is complicated, and she will, if there is any opportunity, she will go into a long spiel about how clan society works. Totally unprompted.
Oh man, Cinder would be into it.
It's just, look, you're telling her all about yourself. You should ask her things about herself. Like, you should learn about her too. If you're gonna make this like a more than like just a hookup.
Actually, yeah, I mean, she would eventually like kind of like want to know, why are you like what's at North Star, and what does that look like, and do you like the job, and what is her favorite bag, and
Well, North Star is, well, they're originally a shipping company that deals with weaponry, more or less. Can't say I know the full story, but yeah, they're a mech producing company. What they do is a little bit different from what I do. They're pretty much funding, well, the Albatross mission. albatrosses don't usually get out all the way here to Overture. Like, from what I understand, there's a lot of them out in the galaxy, but even they have their limitations. So I've pretty much got to be what they are. Got to be the toughest, the fastest, and quick to respond to just about everything. Oh, and you already know about this, but adaptable. Gotta admit, though, I'm jealous about what you folks have been doing recently. I've kind of been overextending myself.
It's excitable, but what you're doing sounds interesting as well. You know, it does take quite a bit to really put yourself out there, I believe they've said. And to have to do the job that other people either can't do or won't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't I know. But wherever there's somebody who can't do that job, I gotta fill in for them.
Only the best commentary in the Roll20 chat right now.
Jenner, if you don't, Jenner, I'll say it if you want. If
Do
you
it!
if you're
Do
gonna
it! Do it, you coward!
Okay. She's incredibly drunk. Lyra will, in fact, say, you know what else is interesting to do? Me.
We got there.
And you don't have to say the rest of that, but that is definitely a thing that she will say. Fuck it. Why not?
Hell yeah!
I'm half tempted to make this some kind of contested role.
Do it!
I'm not even sure. I mean, would it be charm?
It's charm.
I'm actually really good at that. Okay, if this is, I will do a roll if you want me to.
Yeah, do it.
Please be a 1.
I did say this is contested, so
Oh my god, that's beautiful! I've never been so happy to roll 1 in my entire life.
It gave you what you wanted. You asked for this.
You rolled 1.
The Emperor does in fact protect, but only in very specific circumstances.
Why did they get advantage?
Cinder's a hero. Here, obviously, fucking's gotta be part of the hero.
Oh my god.
So anyway, that was the take control roll. Make that what you will.
And like that, the inner sphere conquered the wayward clans.
Okay.
I'm like tear laughing. Why?
Beautiful.
God, just a fucking Saints Row 4 fade to black as they're making eyes at each other.
I'm so wet. Oh my god. Well, I have a good reputation.
I don't know if you got specific enough information, so like you can leave that open for now. You've got her number.
Yeah, I've got the thing open-ended, just that I've made contact with her. And
made contact. Air quotes.
Jesus Christ. We have met the enemy, and she is us. Yeah, I'll just like leave it there. If it comes up later, like, and there's something that it would make sense to work with that, then I'll just kind of like plug it in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything? Sylvia, you're following me. You're following Default.
Yes, I am.
So Default is hanging out with her fans, the fans that she has here, however many are here that want to talk to her, you know, signing t-shirts, signing autographs, taking selfies with them, you know, not even charging them, which is not what she normally does if you knew, like, old Default, but this is new Default. She's just like, whatever, wave it, whatever, you know, put it on my tab, I don't fucking care, right? It seems like she's really, really good at being this persona. Right, but knowing her now, even though she's selling it, you know it's completely inauthentic, and she's not.
Yeah.
Not loving. Not. You do not love to see it.
Yeah. Sylvia's actually gonna wait until the crowd thins a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and take advantage of the fact that Quinn is currently shields up persona mode.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to come sidling down and go like, kind of like wave like, hey, fellow Hex Girl, Default.
Default's actually in the middle of eating some disgusting fair food because I'm Jenner and I gotta eat some disgusting fair food at a fair.
She's going in on them puddle cakes.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, do not post fair food. Fucking
We're not doing that
killed
again.
me last time. I don't need that
We're
stress.
going in on the deep fried cucumbers.
Yeah.
Cucumbers. That's
Yeah.
not deep fried Kool-Aid. The best thing you can get the fair.
Yeah, she's eating deep fried Kool-Aid. We'll go with that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So Sylvia's just gonna kind of slide up there, go like, so you're having an exciting afternoon.
Oh, hello, fellow Hex Girl Sylvia. Hey, fans, this is Sylvia. She runs with us. And the fans greet you warmly, and then she said, we're just going to have a private talk if that's okay. And the fans, I assume, are probably fine with that and wander off, but probably also try to listen in, because why wouldn't you?
Sylvia's just kind of like look around and go like, must be hard to get any privacy when you're this popular, huh?
Yeah, it's a curse that I must bear. As I've mentioned many a times, the horrible curse of just being too awesome. She smiles.
Yeah, Sylvia's just gonna kind of look at that and go like, I'm glad to see you're feeling better.
Yeah, it's easy being me. It's easy to feel good when you're as cool and awesome and good at everything as I am.
Yeah. So, how's Kova doing?
Who?
Oh no, I didn't say anything. Friend of yours. I just assumed that you'd collabed a couple of times already.
I don't even know who you're talking about. She gets back to. Are they a fan? We'll look into it.
Oh boy! All right. I think this calls for a contested role.
Oh my god.
What do we want to flavor this with?
Oh God! What am I gonna eat? What do I even have on my sheet to roll against?
Can I impose difficulty on default?
Yeah, of course.
Bryn just walks by and goes, "Hey, you winning default?"
D6 psychic damage.
I guess.
Yeah, that is D6 psychic damage.
I guess this is gonna be a charm roll with a -1d6 because Bryn is adding me. The default's got a +4 to this charm.
Yeah, and Sylvia's gonna read a situation to try and bluff her way through it.
For
You
serious though,
fucking boomer,
Bryn does
dog.
walk up and said,
Oh yes, this is so good. Hold on, let's see how bad it is.
That's a 9 on its own. What's
But
the
you-
advantage? Full 6. That's a 3. And Sylvia got a 20
Yeah.
on her roll.
It's so
The
good.
serious though, Bryn does say like, listen, we're here to relax. You don't gotta be working while we're having
It's Labor Day.
harvest time.
It's Labor Day. Default.
Yeah.
Stop being
Labor
working.
Day. Don't stream on Labor Day.
To Daber's Labor Daber.
Labor Day is Labor Day.
So,
All right. So Alice.
Default try and fail to charm Sylvia.
Well, okay, so first, Alice and/or Fafnir, whoever wants to own me harder, how does this, this, I lose, what, and then I'll kind of explain.
You're streaming, right?
Yeah, not exactly, but she does always have cameras, almost
Okay.
always have cameras.
Are they on?
Yeah, they're usually recording her because everything she everything she
I
does
think-
is potential content.
When Brit comes by and dads the shit out of her, everyone starts freaking out about how, oh god, it's boomer time, and they just bail. And
Bryn's
she
30.
She gets distracted
He's
by
like
this.
35.
Just long enough. It's too late. Boomer is a state of mind.
Boomer is
They
one
just-
of the greatest
They just
intro.
they just start leaving the street. They just start leaving en masse
No!
and posting whatever the opposite of a pog is.
I don't know what the opposite of a
The
pogger
dreaded
is.
anti-pog.
Yeah, we'll have to create the anti-pogger.
We've created the anti-pog energy.
Yep.
Bryn is a black hole of stream count.
The
Anti-pog. is just a really good emote that people use not out of spite.
Mm-hmm. So I guess.
Hold on, I found her placement for that though. I'll put it into
Cool.
our Discord.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Jenner.
Do I? I'll have to take a look. So what this looks like, from default in character, the way she tries to charm Sylvia is like that chuckle of Sylvia, don't prank me in front of my fans, right? Don't just make up old ass people and prank me in front of my fans. You're gonna rickroll me, and like she just. But Sylvia is like, I don't know, how does Sylvia respond? Because default fails. Like it's so clear she's being defensive, right? And it's so obvious.
Sylvia doesn't even have to say anything at this point. Default has clearly kind of wound herself up too much, and Sylvia just kind of nods and goes like, and kind of repeats her first question. So, how badly did it go?
Everything goes wonderfully, but again, like just doubling down, right?
Yeah, like, Sylvia just like watches her go. She's like, Default, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I'm an adult, and I have also been through high school. This is not going to work on me.
Don't talk to me about the old ways.
Sylvia's just literally going like, I have been where you are already, young one. Do not test my keyboard smash deciphering.
Default, just look, can we talk about this on the Flavor Town?
We can, but only if you're going to talk with me about it for real. We'll do it on my quarters. You know I don't have a camera set up.
That teenage ugh, right? But fine.
Sylvia just goes like, pats you on the shoulder and goes like, so I saw a little fishing stand down the way. 1v1.
What I was thinking is there's this game over here where you throw ping pong balls into little bowls, and if you actually get the ping pong ball in the bowl, you get a fish. I want a fish, Sylvia. Let's get me a fish.
Hell yeah. And Sylvia just like goes off and enjoys like random festival games with Default for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, so Default stops being sad and gets distracted into trying to win a fish. I'm gonna see if I can win a fish. Hold on. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the fish, by the way.
Can you add advantage because Sylvia is going to be helping her out, and Sylvia, as we've established, is beer pong champion.
Oh no! Oh no! Look, these games are rigged. Okay.
Hold on. Yep, there we go. We got a 12.
A 12. I think
That's,
I don't know.
That's passing rank.
Is that enough to get a fish, Alessandro Fefner?
I vote yes.
Okay, Fefner, do you think if Default gets a fish? Fefner, are you still here?
Just have the fish.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Default wins herself a fucking fish, and she also gets a "Women Love Me, Fish Fear Me" hat.
I have a complicated relationship with women and fish.
Oddly specific, yet always true. For literally everyone.
And what she's gonna do is she's actually gonna get a little bowl and give the fish to Bryn. Like she's gonna leave it in his office as like a little gift for him.
Aww.
He is a fish. It's probably gonna die in like a week because these fair fish are like,
what species of
you know,
fish is this? Have we established this?
They're usually goldfish at the fair.
Yeah, you're right. Just a little salt and pepper goldfish.
Yes, just a little salt and pepper goldfish. So, Bryn, you like when you get back to your office, there's a fish bowl with a fish in it, and it's got like a little sticky note on it. It's like, I don't know. Its name is, I don't know. Name it. I gotta name it after a cheese.
Gouda.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, because it's a goldfish. Yeah,
Yes.
its name is Gouda.
Sylvia has added a little smiley face to it and going like, just something to brighten your day.
So yeah, anything more before we end the session? So Isadora, anybody else?
I actually had an idea that will probably be shot down because it involves a company, but before Bryn rolls for Get Organized, I think he actually runs across somebody at the festival.
Oh no.
Bryn, at some point, you actually see an older gentleman, graying hair, just having a casual drink. He sort of looks over to you, looks back, then double takes. You're Bryn, yes?
Yes. What does this guy look like?
He's just kind of old, dressed fairly fancy, especially for a festival.
I am Brinza, yes. May I ask who you are, friend?
My name is Largo West. I am the head of IPSN.
Ooh.
I see. Oh, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes, I've heard you've been quite active in Overture's community as of late.
Well, you know, we get jobs, we take jobs. You know how it is.
Yes, you've been doing quite impressively. I have to admit, I didn't believe the opportunity would come up, but since I'm here, I should ask. IPSN is interested in eliminating crime throughout Overture, and you've done an excellent job of that thus far, from what you've done on Blair to your most recent exploits.
Yeah, well, you know, we're good at what we do. I
I-
don't want to toot my own horn too much, but we had nothing but success so far.
Indeed. And because of that, IPSN would be interested in partnering with the Hex Girls. I've
Well,
noticed
Big money.
what would that entail, specifically?
I've noticed you have gotten jobs from the major factions. However, your popularity is, well, if it weren't for that streamer of yours, I don't know if the common people would know about you. So, we could provide funding and get your name out there. It's much easier to do that with someone backing you than doing so alone.
Well, I mean, I'd certainly have to consider it, depending on what was offered.
So, obviously the specifics would be discussed off screen, but mechanically, this would help your Get Organized roll. If you rolled 9 or less, you wouldn't lose anything. So basically, you can only fail up with Get Organized. But of course, accepting this deal would mean that you are, to an extent, beholden to IPSN, and you might not want those strings attached.
Yeah, I don't want that at
Yep.
all.
Didn't figure.
What I do want to offer, if it's okay, Jeff, or Bryn, is a +1 is advantage on this Get Organized roll, because Default did all that streaming of like refugees and stuff and just put a really good face on the Hex Girls. So he's got a lot of like public positive interest in the Hex Girls because of what Default was doing, completely not for the Hex Girls' sake, but to try and flex on her ex. But you
This
know,
is really putting a damper on Sylvia's plan to do 2 more felony murders before she gets her jack out.
But yeah, this moment
I'm fine of those.
Yeah, this moment of flexing on her ex is gonna give Bryn a 1d6 to their Get Organized roll.
I don't add any triggers this, right? Just the +2 that I have on the organization, right?
Oh, I think you actually roll with one of the stats. Hold on.
Yeah, I roll the either influence or efficiency, and I have +2 influence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't want Bryn being foreign military. He didn't hate it, but also he doesn't want to be under someone else's thumb. The point of this was not doing that in the first place.
Yep.
So he would politely say he'll consider it, and then later when this was sort of like proposal, he'll just kind of like ignore it for a while, and then eventually say like, yeah, I've decided that I'm not going to go this route. Thank you for your interest. Business professional, go away kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But do please consider us in the future when you have any other contracts that need to be fulfilled.
Wink.
Of course, will do.
All right, I'm rolling it.
All right.
Oh, 16.
Nice. Well, get that D6.
I did.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep, it's already on there. All right, so 16 just means gains +2 efficiency or influence. So.
I think I'll put it in efficiency. I have 2 of each now.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you reject that funding, but then you're like, I probably should balance the budget, though, huh?
And it turns out we're profitable.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they have been paying for all that transport to
Yeah,
various jobs.
You find that there's a merch shop on the GeoCities website that you made for the Hex Girls now that's selling merch. You don't know when that link. Yep, you don't know when that link got there or anything like that, but people can get merch.
That's pretty great.
I mean, it's also just we're getting paid for actual.
Yeah, and you're getting paid for your
missions.
and you're getting paid for your missions. But yes. So,
all right. So, anybody else have any scenes?
It's pretty late. I don't know if we wanted to do a very quick one with Default and Sylvia to wrap up the thread we threw in the air there, or if we want to save that for a future date.
I'm down for either doing that right now or doing that as a pilot log.
I will put it to the vote of y'all who are on East Coast timeline, because y'all are even later than we are, and it's like 10:23 here.
Yeah, so I guess how long do you predict it being? Because if you just did it as a pilot log, you just got all the time you want.
Yeah, I suspect this would only take maybe 10 minutes. I don't plan to drag this out.
That's the only reason I suggest doing it now. If I thought it was going to be a longer scene, I would definitely pilot log it.
What was that?
Okay, if you want to do. What does everybody else think?
Yeah, everybody. Sorry, we don't want to bully. I've done a lot this session.
Only Jeff can decide.
Jeff is the leader.
What? I mean, go nuts.
Okay. So, Default.
I can just go to bed right now if I want to.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. So Default keeps her promise. You get after the festival. Default, takes some fair food with her back to the Flavor Town because she's a fucking gremlin, and she's eating
Somebody
it.
just eyes that as they're like heading into her quarters for like the conversation. She's like, that stuff doesn't keep, right?
Not only does it not keep, but the researchers, the diaries, they're right. It tastes not as good up here, even though it's the same as it was down on the planet. She hands it over to you, like, try it. You'll see, it doesn't taste as good.
I'm gonna roll survive.
You don't have to roll survive. Oh no!
Survive.
So Sylvia just she takes the first bite of this deep fried Kool-Aid and just spews it and just falls to her knees hacking.
HP is immediately reduced to 1.
I don't want I don't want this to be deep fried Kool-Aid. This has got to be something just utterly ridiculous. This has got to be just.
This was a bad. Whatever this cursed fair item is.
Yeah, this
Sylvia is currently hacking it up and just going
This was okay.
I've literally eaten MREs
All right.
with more flavor and better texture.
Okay, here's what this was. Okay, it was a corn dog, right, with cheese injected into the hot dog. Wrapped in blue cheese, deep fried, and you just ate that.
Yes, Sylvia's just like... After several minutes of hacking and coughing, Sylvia makes her way over to her bed, sits down, moves Tank over beside her, and just kind of like gestures to Default to like take a seat. And she's like, "So I'm gonna guess things are not going good with you and Kova, huh?"
I don't know how to make them not good. Or make them good, I should say. Like, make them not good is what I meant to say. I'm doing really well at making them not good, actually. I'm an expert
What
at that.
happened?
I don't even
I know you went out for a while I was gone taking care of my business, and I come back and you look even worse.
Guess who intentionally put 0 points into Rita's situation? I have no idea. Default will summarize everything that went down, and if you want to try and read a situation and figure out what went on, you may.
Oh, I might.
I just summarized. I don't want to restate it. We all heard me roleplay that.
Well, that's a 13. That might be a passing roll.
Yeah, that's a passing roll. So you get, like, there's... Kova's pissed.
It's not like it's not fucking super
Yeah.
obvious, right?
Yeah, it's super
It's
fucking...
literally anyone else
Yeah.
except Default.
Yeah, as I said before, Kova's pissed because she thinks Default's doing all this give a fuck about people thing as part of her act. Because Default has established I'm acting with you. And Default's pissed that Kova isn't recognizing that she's doing this stuff to show Kova that she cares about, like, wants Kova to like her, right? And she cares about people just like Kova does, and, you know, and so Default's pissed,
Sylvia,
you know, and Kova's
Sylvia
pissed.
just kind of like settles her down, you know, lets her get the story out, get it off her chest. She kind of goes like, you know,
What we have here?
I don't really have that much to say. My dating life didn't really get to take off, but
We're not dating!
sure you aren't. But one of the...
Bryn pokes his head and says, "That seems to be the problem, isn't it?" It was so... I'm sorry, it was so
Sylvia
loud.
literally throws her trench axe past Bryn's head, missing him intentionally. She goes like, "Close door. Privacy."
He just slides out
I thought
and
it was
closes
funny.
Sorry about that. Where were we?
Default's super mad, but thank you, Bryn.
So Sylvia just kind of like, after closing, locking, and double checking the lock.
Bryn's voice over the PA, hey?
No, and ripping out like all of like the surveillance stuff in her room again, just to make sure. Just like, kind of sits down and goes like, "Look, when I was your age, I wasn't sure how to, let's say, be friends with people either. I did a lot of dumb things to impress girls that I really wanted to be friends with. The thing I've kind of learned is sometimes when you really start showing off, just aggressively start making a big deal out of what you're doing and how important it is and how much of a big deal it is, other people don't see that as you trying to give them something they want. They see it as you being kind of stuck up, a little bit full of yourself, a little bit trying to get something for yourself instead of doing it for the reasons they would want you to. Maybe you need to double check and let Kovanna know that you're not doing this just for the views. Just, you know, do some stuff off air.
I thought...
She likes it a lot. I guarantee you she'll enjoy it a lot better if you're just direct with her.
I thought I already explained this to her in like a 18-minute long soapbox speech that Fefner had to sit through.
This is canon now. Default has pierced the veil.
I don't understand how she can't get it at this point. She's not dumb.
No, she's not dumb. You're
dumb.
You're taking it wrong.
Sorry.
Somebody's just like, you're a stupid dumbass. So Sylvia's just kind of like, hand on her shoulder, she's like, you gotta sometimes come to people where they are. Vanna's got enough people trying to show, in her life, trying to show how good they are, how important they are, how much they're doing. I mean, that's literally what all the people she works for do. They do the kind of things she wishes people would do because they're good things to do, but they do it when they can get something out of it. Maybe just, do something that'll help remind her that you're not in this for the glory.
So, printing out a big, expensive mech part is not gonna work.
Who told you that?
And like Default looks at the door where you threw your axe.
Did Lyra tell you a thing again?
No, I believe it was Bryn who suggested that we print out a big expensive mech part, wasn't it?
No, it was Lyra.
That was Lyra.
That women are always.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that.
Let me explain something about Lyra very carefully. Lyra is a wonderful, excellent person who has interesting tastes in friends and also romantic partners.
Are you too? Wait, are you down like dissing yourself here? Is there something going on?
Sylvia just like goes like, I mean, I would totally enjoy big expensive mech parts, but I don't think that's going to work for Kovanna.
Okay.
Just when I say be yourself with her, I'm being very direct there, Quinn. Just remind her that Quinn is not in this for anything for herself. Just remind her, remind her that you're there to help her and not the other way around. She doesn't have many people in her life who are doing anything but taking from her. Maybe just be the person who can give something back.
I don't know what to give her. I don't know what she wants, and I don't know if she'll even talk to me again. Oh wait, yes, she will. She's been ordered to. I could call her right now.
I have a better idea.
Use for advice also be brings. He's actually had accumulations in his life.
Yep.
Unlike half the people in this fucking thing.
Yep.
So Sylvia's gonna go like, got a better idea. She just types in something, hands her tablet to Default, and she goes like, I did have a chat with her earlier. She's still in my call information. Probably answer it if she thinks it's me.
Default like looks like really tempted to just dial, but she just does not have the courage to actually dial her ex right now. She like freaks out and
Sylvia just kind of nods like, don't rush it. I don't leave this room locked very often. Just go on in. The password is TankGirl54. Take care of what you need. Take care of whatever you need to do. And
wouldn't this
I'm rooting for you.
Wouldn't this be lying,
Quinn,
like leading her on, and like Default just like unraveling in front of you? Like I should be honest from up front, or it'll be like the wrong message from the beginning. If I trick her into accepting the call, pretending to be you, that's just gonna piss her off more.
Quinn. Sylvia's just like gonna look at her. Whatever you feel like it's right to do, and be careful, but this is a rough thing to go through at any age, and you're kind of at a really awkward one for dealing with it, I would know. Just talk with her openly, and maybe don't center your act. Don't center her in the plan. Just talk to her person to person.
Okay.
It'll make your life a lot easier, and it'll make being friends with her a lot easier, and it'll make admitting you want to date her a lot easier. I have cold called this. You cannot hide it from me. We've both been there, hon.
Okay. First I have to get her to even start talking to me. So I'll start there. And this is great, Fefner, because that leads perfectly into the next conversation that we'll have after the next mission. So that's great. So good.
And that scene.
When you open the door, Bryn's outside trying to pull the axe out of the wall, but he cannot get it out.
Sylvia just like goes like gently pushes him aside, pulls it out. He's like, "I'll fix it later." Back into the room, closes the door.
Yeah. Default looks at Bryn, looks back at the door that Sylvia just closed, looks back over at Bryn, it gives him like a strange smile, and says, "Hey, maybe if you're done hiding from me, because I know you're doing it, maybe we can talk some other time about relationships. If you're down for that. If you're not, that's fine too."
I mean, yeah, sure. If you want to hear about all the nonsense I've done. I'm in a weird place with that, but yeah, I'll okay.
Well,
Relationship status for Bryn, it's complicated.
Yeah. Well, thank you, boss. I'll see you around. That'll buff out, she says. And metal.
It's fine. I'll just print a new wallpaper.
Oh, that reminds me. I got something for you. She pulls up her PDA and shoots you a file. This is the blueprint to download Legos. They're toys from your youth.
How old do you think I am?
Hey, Lego is eternal.
Yeah, Lego's eternal. You can just... This is Legos. This is all the Lego pieces. I got the blueprints for them. You can just slap those in there and make Legos.
Can just make all the Legos. It's
All
fine.
of them. It even has Bionicles, which were canceled, and people are mad about it.
How excited on a scale of 1 to 10 is Bryn about the return of Bionicle?
There's tears in his eyes.
Somewhere out there in space, there's just an entire satellite dedicated to Bionicle lore.
And then Default will say, "There you go. I just looked it up kind of on accident, but I figured you'd like it because you liked the Zaku? That's what it was, right? So there you go."
It's the people's robot. It's the one that Grunts did. Nothing fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Got the job done.
She grins and nods. And that'll be the end of the roleplay scene. Thank you, everybody. It is. I guess.
Hold on.
Oh no, you want in on this?
No. Here's the thing. We gotta speedrun our level ups.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
speedrun
Okay,
a
so
level up.
already mentioned +2 hacker picks. Spaceborne 2. That means basically if I get like knocked around, it's not as much of a disadvantage. Like I can choose where I'm pushed when I fail a save. So hey, I can hang out next to Default and it won't be the worst thing. And also when I get up from prone, I can actually just move 2 spaces anywhere.
Wait, we're like level 4 now, right?
Yeah, we're level 4 now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else do I have? +1 to system, so that I'm better with hacking stuff and whatnot, so I don't get fucked up as much by hacking. In case anybody decides to start doing that, I'm the least screwed of all of us.
Gee, I wonder if somebody's acting on GM information. Do go on.
No, I mean, kinda to be fair, but also, my evasion's already good, and
Yeah?
I am the only person good at tech, and I should be better at tech.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep going with your level up.
Alright. And then I took the Swallowtail license level 1. That gives me the Lotus Projector, which is a drone that just, like, does an auto scan for me, and also prevents anybody from hiding in that area. And they can't be invisible either in that affected area. So that's pretty good. And also Marker Light, which is It gives me a full tech, so, that's just a full action. Make a tech attack against a character within sensors in line of sight. On a success, they take 2 heat, lock on, and cannot benefit from soft cover until the lock on is cleared. Additionally, once before the start of your next turn, when an allied character hits your target, you may declare as a reaction that they have hit a weak spot. If it wasn't already, the attack becomes a critical hit.
Nice.
Even in other games, I can't escape the towel.
Coming for you.
Lyra, do you want to go next and talk about your level up?
Sure. So Lyra got a little better at handling heat because holy shit, everything I do creates heat. And finally completed Heavy Gunner. My covering fire can now choose 2 targets, and which means the those targets try to do stuff while I am using covering fire on them for 2 of those different targets. I can make an attack on them as a reaction.
Nice.
So I can pin 2 things down. So that will be a thing I can do in the future.
Nice. What pilot trigger did you level up? What skill trigger?
Oh, I did assault.
Okay. Jeff, do you want to go after me? I'm just gonna say Jeff goes after me.
Sure. Yes.
Great. Default took Raleigh 3, just because Freya paid her to. Raleigh 3 gives her the kinetic hammer and a bunch of other stuff, but I just really wanted the kinetic hammer. It does 2d6 plus 2 damage, and it's reliable 4. So even if I miss, the thing takes 4 damage. Fuck you. It does. It also has knockback. Sometimes, depending. Additionally, I've changed my mech out and put the assault cannon from the Drake back on my mech. So now Default can hit with, and the kinetic hammer, by the way, is flavored to be her big fist. Back again, just bigger with, more shit on it. The assault cannon is now on her other hand. Her small fist has gone away, and she's Mega Manning it on this mech. And the assault cannon again does 1d6 plus 2 damage and is reliable 3. So she's just doing a lot of even if I miss, fuck you damage now. Finally, Default upgraded her charm to be a bit more charming in her level up, and she put her final point in Juggernaut. It's time to start ramming things. I'm going to start ramming things and punching them and shooting them with my cannon like I promised I would. Juggernaut 3. Once per round when I boost, I may supercharge my mech servos and move my maximum speed in a straight line. I do take 1d3 plus 3 heat, which is not the best for a Raleigh, but I gain the following benefits. I can freely pass through characters the same size as my mech or smaller, and remember, my mech is size 2. And any characters passed through must succeed a hull save or be knocked prone. Additionally, any terrain, walls, or stationary obstructions I attempt to pass through receive 20 kinetic AP damage, and if that is enough to destroy them, well, I pass through them. Otherwise, my movement ends. I ignore difficult terrain, so, snares, trenches, swamps, I don't know, anything, I don't care. Lava? Too bad. Finally, my movement ignores engagement and doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity or reactions or anything like that when I'm initiating my Juggernaut. So if I'm ramming somebody once per round, they don't get to shoot me, they don't get to overwatch me, they don't get to do shit to me. They just get to watch me hit whatever it is I'm hitting. It might be them.
Full power.
Yeah. That's it. Jeff, your turn.
Hello. I took the a second level of the Tokugawa frame. For my stuff, I took a first rank in inventing, because that's the printer, and I also took the integrated mount for the fuel rod gun, so I can now expel more heat by shooting people with spent fuel rods. I'm actually going to switch to the Tokugawa next to mess around with it because it's super cool. Its frame traits are when it's exposed, all attacks deal 3 bonus energy damage, and when it's the danger zone, all bonus damage becomes burn.
Ooh.
So if I'm exposed, which I can do as a protocol if I want to. I can just become exposed. I could potentially do 9 extra burn damage. I can do 12 if I did 2 flexes, but I can every attack that has bonus damage that becomes burn. So I can just unload more, stack more of that shit on there. So I'm taking some, and I took the torch, which is a melee burn weapon, which is super cool.
Did you replace your battery pack that blew up?
Yeah, I mean, I can get another one of those. Don't need.
Okay,
right
sorry,
now.
keep talking. Sorry, keep going.
Also, my core protocol is anything that's energy gets +5 range or +2 threat if it's melee or range. Also, it's supposed to stack limb break, so I get like shitloads of extra threat when I use that core thing. But I can pass it, just become exposed all the time, and instead of taking double damage, just unload just so much damage on shit.
That's pretty cool.
Nice. All right, Sylvia, you're closing us out.
All right, high speed. So Sylvia's pilot trigger improvement was read a situation. So she is now up to a full +6 in that. That is the thing she is best at. For her pilot mech talent thing, she's got the 2nd rank of duelist. So now she starts getting Blade Master dice when she smacks people with a main melee weapon. Around, and I can expend them for various effects like ignoring engagement when I move, which I can already do. Parrying, more importantly, which gives me resistance to damage when I'm hit by a melee attack, and deflecting, which lets me roll the dice and see if I get to resist any kind of ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the actual upgrades to her mech itself, I forget if I took the next point in hull or agility, but basically I've got 3 hull, 3 agility now, so pretty balanced between go fast and go hard. Thank you. And Sylvia has finally decided to betray best friends IPSN and become best friends with Shimano Corpro. Because the license she actually bought this time was for the Metal Mark, which is going to be what she's working toward next. The Metal Mark is very cool. It can move it moves about as fast as the Blackbeard. It has a little less HP and a little more base evasion. More importantly, instead of having the I am good at like scorpioning you trait, it gets traits that just make you invisible sometimes, which is pretty fucking cool. On that note, she got from this first level up, she's also got flash grenades, but I'm never going to use them. The more important thing is the reactive weave, which is only 1 systems point, and is just a system that says, when you brace, you become invisible until the end of your next turn, and you may immediately move spaces equal to your speed. So, fuck you. You hit me, but not that hard, and I'm behind you now. Nothing personal, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was it. That was the full length of everything.
Yep. All right, then I think we're done. Unless anybody has any closing stuff. Anybody else want to establish anything before we stop?
No, I think we're good.
All right. I do want to establish something, but then I'm gonna stop recording. And that thing is, Kovanen gets a request for a private meeting with Meliora Lambert, but that will be in a pilot log, and that will end the session for today. Thanks everybody for showing up. Goodbye.
Bye.
Go long.
See you later.
Bye.